nail. No. Some more lion they are full up with tough nail. Yeah. So go and exalt yourself with a tough face. Me and some friend that run place and bust case. Bubbly and jungle that are the thug beers. Me have couple friends that sick in at them upstairs. Your girl a tell me she not love it on the rum waist. She asks if me drink no water. Yo, correct. Little love me beg you that my friend. No beg weed but beg a little blend. One thing me I beg you tell them. Tell them say me no beg friend. Beg friend no me no beg friend. Beg friend no me no beg friend. Crazy. Beg what no me no beg friend. What is friend? What is friend? What is friend? Me and all of me ex them good. I must do me do that. When the Jenna keeping on the street, every chicken that I left them.
Me love the girl them but me never trust them. That's why me full of woman so I doesn't plus them. When they catch a girl I give a man she still a tell her say she and the dude that just friend. Me love the girl them but me never trust them. That's why me full of woman so I doesn't plus them. When they catch a girl I give a man she still a tell her say she and the dude that just friend. Them wicked girl and me say never trust them. That's why me no run fi cut them. Enough man girls turn a Bellevue, but me say me prefer first them until the day me dead. Every single day a different girl in me bed. Man a Jenna, son a girl no run me head. You sit up on the peg, the one Tiffany a beg. You don't hear what me said. Till the day me die, every day a new girl. Me no trust a girl because them lie. Big money and she always have a alibi. Max never put me on in a semi-flyer. So me change the girl them easy like me flyer. You better say black no girl clown. No girl can't play me in a yaya. I forget a new girl. Girl I feel a tip up on a girl them a fight for the moja. So the single girl till the day me dead. Every single day a different girl in me bed. Man a Jenna, son a girl no run me head. You sit up on the peg, the one Tiffany a beg. You don't hear what me say. Till the day me die, every day a new girl. We don't trust a girl because them lie. Big money and she always have a alibi.
Big city. Say she wanna live her best life, so me take her to the city. All the way up on the west side. The city. She a look woman but in more fashion. She want try new things, so me take her to the city. Hey, she tell me say she tired the acting. She not gonna where him a keep parking. She want somebody fi just keep asking. Boss and a guitar thing. So me see she do to me shy. Yeah. Me never know say so she can't sing. Say she wanna live her best life, so me take her to the city. All the way up on the west side. The city. She a look woman but in more fashion. She want try new things, so me take her to the city.
Billion. Italian Barbie, funds up, fat stuff, not easy if you call me groupie. Me not easy for parade, me and me jack down, stockpile up. Bring your money come, bring your money come, bring your money come. Bring your money come, bring your money come, bring your money come. Italian Barbie, funds up, fat stuff, easy if you call me groupie. Jeff, I'm a daddy down, stockpile up, I'm a daddy down. Daddy down, bring your money come, I'm a daddy down. I'm a daddy down, come and daddy down.
Hey girl, you a classes. What bring you come on hunting now. 2 hours we at it till the morning come. This how it feels to fall in love. Oh, hey girl, you a classes. How are you there come on wilding cup. That's something the way now you bring out. I do me the way I'm a character.
Yeah. Me no wanna man with every girl already. I you me wanna need your money for me enough already. We can't them and you want them. All type of girl, plan your funeral can we toxic. So pick one honeymoon or casket. A real top girl you want her plastic. You better control your no will lose character and things might just end up. Hey, me ramp rough, me want you don't play. When me cross, I don't know cross me. Because you won't find my back if you lost me. Are you a crosses?
Hey girl, you a crosses. What bring you come on hunting now. 2 hours we at it till the morning come. This how it feels to fall in love. Oh, hey girl, you a crosses. How are you there come on wilding cup. That's something the way now you
print out. I do my head away, I'm can't let go.
If me do it me wrong, but if you do it you right, I mean no shorter man, you better treat me right.
I mean no half for cause my want tonight.
You better find some sleep tonight.
Shani, you know my want for sleep inside of you. And you know you're wrong, you just don't like to lose.
You know you don't like the truth.
So you can't tie me, try to tie your shoes, girl.
Me run prof, but when you don't play. When my cross, so do not cross me. Okay, you won't find my back if you lost me. Are you a crosses?
Hey, girl, you a crosses. But bring your come on, hunting now. To where we are till the morning come. This how it feels to fall in love. Hey, girl, you a crosses. And where you there, come on, warning come. That's something the way you know you're pink out. I do me the way I'm
burn up the place when you see me ever hot, not chilly. Phenomenon, the girl them say me at them and you see me. Love me up when them see me, say them have something for give me. Bring the kitty, come and tell me, say me have the killy. She love the way how me set it, them ask me when me get the road boy style. Me say that running on me family. No show no mercy, no pity, yeah, so we like the city. If a guy test you know it, nah, but be nothing pretty. I wanna do them, I wanna do them. 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 I mean I know, I mean I know. See a girl a pass with a bumper with heavy. Pull up on her like a car and stop it. I say, girl, you know you got it and I'm me for you slap it. I woulda spend a couple mil for make you happy. She smile and tell me, say me go on too cocky. Me say, girl, if you ready, me ready. Get to the bed, me rubbing your back, your belly, me body not deady. Let me. I wanna do them, I wanna do them. 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 I mean I know, I mean I know.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
Yeah, hey, listen, SVG Tires, my boy, Shallow saying he's got a special going down on tires. You gotta buy a set and you get, buy a set at the regular price and you get the fourth one free. Hold on. Whistling song there. Yeah, and get the fourth one free. You know where Shallow is located, right? SVG Tires. They're in Kingston in Paul's Avenue, right in the back there. You can call them at 457-1467 or in Annisville at 456-6444. Remember, they're in Annisville. If you head into Queens Drive, in the St. James Medical School area, in that compound on the right hand side, that's where you can find them. That's where you can find SVG Tires. Yeah, cash ready. Make the season merry with Coats Cash Ready. Make your first payment in 19 days. So you only got you got the whole 19 days. All right, whole 90 days. That's right. Pay nothing until 2024. That means if you take a loan in November, your first payment will be in February 2024. If you take a loan in December, your first payment will be in March 2024. Plus, with a Coats Ready Cash loan, you can get entered to win up to $20,000 cash. $20,000 cash. Other fabulous prices in the Coats Cash Mega Money Roadshow. All you need is your ID, proof of address, your pay slip, job letter, and 2 references. Fund your life your way with Coats Ready Cash and benefits with flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. Don't forget to tell a friend about Coats and get $100 cash when your friends get approved, right? For a loan of $3,000 and over at Coats Ready Cash. Yeah, the more friends you refer, the more cash in your hands. Apply now at shopcoats.com and make the season merry with a loan from Coats Ready Cash. They're ready when you are ready. Coats conditions will be applied. Yeah. Remember, today is Tuesday. You got some time. You can do it today. You can you're putting your order for Max Pizza and Kitchen in Beckway. Yeah. Today, right up till Friday. Yeah. Place those orders by 10 p.m. on Thursday. So from now to Thursday, you can call them or WhatsApp them at 528-1854 between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. or restaurant 458-3774 between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. All orders will be delivered by the Max representative on Friday, yeah, at the wharf at the Beckway Express. So you know what you gotta do, yeah. Listen, if you're tired of lagging internet, Flow has the lightning speed broadband service. Say goodbye to buffering and hello to a seamless world of streaming, downloads, gaming, shopping, and much more. Explore a world of endless possibilities. Sign up today for Flow Broadband and get connected to the provider that understands your need. Get Flow Broadband today. You gotta get that today. You gotta get that. Hey, my girl at KCCU, say, take the leap towards success with KCCU Educate. Unlock up to $30,000 at just 7% interest on the reducing balance for your tertiary education. Listen, invest in your tertiary education journey today. That's a message from KCCU. You don't want a message. Well, it's Tuesday morning. That's We Don't Care Tuesday. No, we take it to out about a Tuesday morning. That's what we do on a Tuesday morning. Of course, what you can expect this morning, well, the Cutlass. I thought I heard the door open there, and I thought that was him that came in there. The Cutlass will be inside with us. The Cutlass / traitor /
Can't be my buddy you're talking about.
Yeah. Traitor. It's grand to give him that name there, not me. Grand call him traitor / traitor / all kind of name he have. Yeah, he will be with us as per usual. There'll be an exciting one this morning. We should be joined this morning with a call from Chester Cornell this morning from Taiwan. So that would be interesting as well too this morning. So look out for that. Yeah, from Taiwan, all the way from Taiwan via WhatsApp. I remember I've been telling you guys from yesterday, you can call us on WhatsApp at 455-1069. That's our WhatsApp number to call. You can make a WhatsApp call to us at 455-106. Try it, Shady. Try it. Yeah, try it. 455-1069. Let's see. Just try it. Tanya, morning, darling. How you doing? Oh, I missed you yesterday morning. Buddy, how you doing? Yeah, man. It's like that. Yeah, Lorna Caesar, morning to you, highly flavored morning. Jacqueline Maynard, we're going. I just said call, I didn't tell you to do anything else. I just said call. Who the hell are you here talking about? Jesus, man. Glenda McIntosh, good morning. Sylvia Graves, small, good morning to you. Yes, let me see that. Yeah. That's you?
Real bad man
thing. Yeah, okay. Don't use that as an excuse now to start the studio. Now, here what you do. You go to my office. You open my bag. Don't touch your firearm. And you take my phone and you bring it for me. That's what you do, saying that you call from outside. All right? Thank you very much. Okay. You'll be a good boy there. Yeah. So that's what you do. You can call us via WhatsApp if you want now. You hear how clear it is? At 455-1069. Yeah? Let me continue with my good mornings. Yeah, Harry Flavored, good morning. Glenda, good morning. Fitzmore, Cadogan, good morning. Gail Ferrari, good morning. Bernadette, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Bernadette. I'm sounding very loud by myself. Good morning to you, Bernadette. How you doing, darling? Yeah. And let me see, going down. Margaret Nash Miller. Jesus Lord, what a surname. Nash Miller. I don't know. What went wrong there? Walkman, good morning to you. Yeah, man. Good morning. But what is Bud saying? The Englishman is back. He definitely is, and he brought absolutely nothing for us, but that's how he is. Yeah? But don't worry. George Valentine, morning bonus dias. George. And Tanya, my baby, good morning to you. Tanya still ain't get it. The thing is sent on for me with that girl. Let me see. The young lady by the name of Lavone King have not delivered the stuff that you sent for me. I do not know why. I would not attempt to find out why either. Okay? Darren Grant, morning, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. Darren, how you doing? I haven't seen. What time is it there in Oman, Darren? I haven't seen you online in a while, Darren. Yeah. Donya Charles, good morning to you. No, Mary, I'm not saying good morning to you. Tanya, you know I cannot repeat that. I cannot repeat that, Tanya. You know, it's 3:17 p.m. Okay, all right, Darren. Stay locked, Darren. We're going to have an interesting one this morning we're going to have a fight up between the traitor, the Cuban Cutlass, and Council. We're going to have a fight up with him, both of them. And also Chester Connor will be joining us from Taiwan this morning as well, too. Yeah? So expect a great one this morning. Expect a very, very good one this morning. Yep. Hold on. Let me see. Hang on. Hang on there. Yo, don't move, eh? Don't move. My gosh, look at messages on my phone. What is he saying now? What is the traitor saying now? Not me who give that name there. It's Grant who give that name there. Grant says he's a traitor on both sides. In other words, the traitor is just another word for the Cuban Cutlass. You can't trust him. He just doesn't care on either side. He just doesn't give two damns on either side. Right? That's just another name for him. Hey, my buddy Colin. Is this the same Colin John? Commissioner John, good morning. Is that you, buddy? How you doing? Is that you? Yeah. So speaking about mentioning Colin, yesterday I saw the commissioners of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force having a press conference yesterday. The top brass. I started looking at it and then kind of was like, something seems missing there. But they came out yesterday and they spoke about plans that is in place to tackle the crime situation, homicide situation. We are at number 47, in case you didn't hear. 47 murders in a country of 100,000 people. That's crazy. That's crazy, you know. 47 to you, it may not sound a lot, but 47 murders is a lot of people. Homicides, right? That's a lot of people. And there's a table of content which came out which said that we were in the world, was it second to El Salvador? I mean, do the ratio in terms of the ratio, right? We were per 100,000 capita, we were second to El Salvador, according to that ratio that I saw. Was it yesterday that was going around? We saw that. I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, they stop calling now. Jeffrey, stop calling now. Oh, Jeffrey said we want back Colin John. I would have never thought we'd be seeing that. Jeffrey Providence say we want back Colin John. All of them in them brown suit carrying news on Colin to get him out. I don't know how Colin could not see not to trust them. Jeffrey. Oh my gosh. St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentians in the diaspora is not a real place. I must say that. Woodsy, morning, buddy. Woodsy, I called you yesterday, you didn't take my call. You hurt my feelings. Doc, good morning. Yeah, Doc. Expect a good one this morning. Jeffrey said them was pretend them on Colin a friend. Colin is my newfound friend. Jeffrey Providence, Colin John is his newfound friend. Lord have mercy. Where he is really. But Colin is it. First them wanted him for dead. Now they wanted them dying for him now, something like that. I tell you, interesting. It's interesting time. So this morning, while the traitor comes, not my name, Grant name for him. That's a Cuban cutlass. He's a traitor to NDP and a traitor to ULP. We will have Council joining us at 7:45 this morning. During that time, we will also have at around 8 o'clock, just after 8 o'clock, Chester Connell joining us from Taiwan. Also, this morning at today, Tuesday? Yeah, we don't have Mr. Weeks on Tuesday morning, but maybe if he needs to, he will come in. We would have Dr. Richards. Oh, and before we get Dr. Richards, all them all vote for Labour, but now them are ball that coming in as well. So yesterday I said that I'm gonna be making an announcement today. Well, the announcement that I'm making today is from tomorrow. Was it from tomorrow morning or from Tuesday morning? But I know you'll be back from tomorrow morning. Candyman Sugars, who needs a high room crate to step up to speak to the microphone, will be having his segment, 15-minute segment, commentary segment. All right, that will come from 8:15 in mornings. All right, Candyman, you got the drop there. Can you drop there? Yeah. This is how he's going to be introduced. You know, everybody have their own drop, their own introduction. This is how Candyman introduction is going to be when he starts from either tomorrow morning or Thursday morning. This is how his introduction is going to go. Play it. Candyman.
He's a one-stop shop, makes no pennies drop. He's a sweet talking sugar-coated candy man. Sweet
Sugar Candy Man. That bad. That is how. Hey, you going hot up. That bad. So that bad. So he will start from 8:15. All right, not when Kongs is on. I can't, I ain't walking up all day. All right, where the trade today? I saw a video. I'm feeling down this morning. So if you hear me, not my usual self, I'm feeling very down this morning. I saw a video of a fight taking place in Barley. And you guys, if you have a copy of that video, you all can send it to us. Somebody's trying to show it to me. And I was like, I don't want to see that. A lady had a baby in her hand. And she started to fight with another woman. A baby in her hand. A baby, like a baby, no more than like a baby. And to get into the bacchanal to fight the woman even more, this lady who had the baby in her hand, she dropped the baby on the ground and started to pelt licks on the other person. Yes, this happened in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in Barley. You all saw it? Yeah. You all saw it? Yeah. She dropped the baby. Literally dropped the child to start to fight with the woman. And I was like, no. And then sometimes when you hear the traitors start talking things like, you know, certain people should not have children, and you have to wonder, you know, how could you be a parent, a mother, and you get into a fight with, I'll just call the name, about a video that's circulating on social media with a woman. Are you sweating so you wet so? Don't answer.
It's very humid outside.
Don't answer.
It's humid outside.
I know your mind. Don't answer. A lady got into a fight in Barley with another woman.
Okay.
And
over you?
Well, and she had a baby in her hand. Oh, yeah, Barry, that you said.
Barry, my family. Family.
And she had a baby. And she had a baby in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? She dropped the baby.
To fight.
Like she drop pet. You know, like if you're going to fight, you have something you just pitch it with.
Yeah.
To go and fight.
Bing.
And I am saying,
Bing.
Let
me repeat something that I have said before to stir up controversy again.
What the hell is wrong with us?
What is the most important thing in which we do in life? I believe it is raising children, right? Yet, anybody could go and have a child. And I want to say again and repeat again that you should have a licensing process. You should have to go to parenting class before you are allowed to have a child. Why is this so hard to grasp? You can go and get a driver's license and drive a car.
Right. You have to get a gun license.
You have to get a gun license to carry a gun.
To fly a drone.
Fly a drone, you need a license. Right? Almost anything, you need some kind of permit or license. What is more important than having and raising children?
I mean,
so therefore, why shouldn't you have to have a license?
She dropped it. She just like...
Clearly, the current system we're doing isn't working because somebody's producing all these criminals, right? Correct? Somebody's producing these criminals out there, buddy. Those criminals are all somebody's children. They were all somebody's baby in the hand who was all so cute and lovely. Correct? How's that working for us? How's that working? Anybody could go out and have children.
So your solution is...
Licenses. You have to get a permit or a license.
And how are you going to get this license?
You have to go. You're still working on it? You go to the government, and there must be procedures set up to determine your criteria that you for having children. And you have to undergo a parenting course about how to raise children. Okay, and what is the appropriate behavior around children. Nutrition for children, so we stop raising obese children.
And what if, for example, you get pregnant, unplanned pregnant?
No, I solved that problem too.
How you can?
And you don't have all the solutions, you know. I'm like certain other people in this country. I know everything.
Yeah.
It's simple. From the time you have your first period, you're automatically put on birth control.
And the injection. So hold on. You get the injection.
Yeah, or take the pill, whatever it is, but you're on birth control.
Yeah, but so who's going to regulate this? Now, who's going to regulate that you stay on birth control?
Bing.
Let's say the solution. I got another idea. Let's see.
I have come with all these brilliant ideas, right?
That
why is it? Why nobody's going to take them up, right?
Yeah.
But you know, but let's be fair here, right? I say these extreme things not because I really believe them, but because I'm trying to bring attention to important things and to get people to think. You can't have licenses for children. Yeah, you can't put people on birth control. But think about the underlying problem. We have to come up with systems or ways to address these issues in our society, Bing.
And that will deal with the question.
Your current cop.
That will deal with the question of we having too much people in the country.
Well, I think immigration is taking care of that from all the statistics I'm reading. So we're okay.
How immigration?
Population seems to be everybody's leaving the country. Those who can leave. Those who have the opportunity, the bright young people who have the opportunities to leave. You think Shady would behave if he didn't have a better opportunity? Do you think Shady would behave?
So you running people, you just tell them to go away. But that's a brain drain. Don't we need people to build our economy?
No, we don't.
You were gonna say what economy? I saw it. I saw it coming. I saw. You Shady. I was gonna say what? I saw it coming.
No,
I saw it coming. He was like, what economy?
First of all, right? People have to have opportunities to use their brains.
Right.
There have to be systems in place.
Right.
There has to be systems that are not politically motivated. Right. Why, for example, are we not publicly publishing the names of all the people who get in prime funds? Why not? It's public money. I could make a case
But
that you're
you
using
know,
public money, so why would you not publish it?
But hold on. They started doing it, and we started to complain, and we started to complain. Why they publish it? Yeah.
We saw a lot of those names on there, and we said, hold on.
Vincent Drake, run this small.
Does this really? What the hell is going on?
Now leave it down to this. Vincent Drake.
I'm just simply saying, right? You want openness and transparency. Let's start. Bing, however, on a more important matter because we have a very important matter coming up, Taiwan versus China.
Yes.
But I thought I would start this morning on marriage, Bing.
Yes.
Marriage, also called matrimony or wedlock, and I'm reading from the internet, is a culturally and often legally recognized union between people called spouses. It establishes rights and obligations between them, as well as between them and their children and their in-laws. Bing, I have two friends. Shady, let me talk to you, buddy.
A man who get married 19 times.
Shady. If two people are madly in love with each other and committed to each other, right? Don't you think they should get married?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have two friends, okay, who are very committed to each other. they are involved in a very loving relationship. You know when you're in love, you just fight and argue and so on too, right? And you can tell the type of arguing, right? Yeah. The passion and the fire between each other, and then they make up after and whatever. And I think these two people should get married. Right. The only issue apparently is both of these people are of the same gender. However, I know Jomo. And we will then recruit Jomo to sort this out in court, right? But I think that Grant and Bing should be allowed to get married. It is clear to me that the two of you are in love with each other.
What are you talking about?
You and Grant are madly in love with
Grant
each other.
is just...
Shady, have you seen some of these messages in this chat, you hear?
I mean,
it's like two old married people squabbling all the time.
I mean,
just admit it. You're in love with Grant. Grant is in love with you. You know,
come on.
This is not a sexual union. Don't get me wrong. You guys, this is not going to be about sex. Okay, you can keep having sex with females because both of you like women. But in terms of the commitment to each other, Big, that you and Grant have.
But you know, Grant is unreasonable. You be 12 hours he ain't gone. 12 hours I ain't get a message from you. I mean, come on, who does that?
No, but you do the same thing. But Shady, if Grant goes quiet in the group for a day or two, he calling me. Man, Steve, we're going out with Grant. What are you upset for? What you do? What did I do this time? What am I upset about? It's like dealing with two old married people, and I'm the only adult in the room trying to help you two sick people out. You all need to get married.
But you know...
I'm sure Kim will step aside.
You heard his behavior last night. You heard his behavior. Yeah, 12 hours.
I didn't hear. I do not talk specifics about what's in the group chat.
But I'm saying it. You're the one who brought marriage to the table.
But marriage is a good idea in principle. What I'm saying is if two people love each other and are clearly meant to be together,
someone was sitting next to me and heard the chat, and he was like, you know, the two of you in love.
It's love. This is true. And I think you all should consider it. And I will play the role of pastor.
And I said,
Jomo will be the lawyer and the best man.
Tomorrow morning, that idiot Stephen is going to come and say something about it. And here we go.
So said, so done, huh?
So said,
wow. So you disagree. You don't want to marry Grant.
Why would I want? Listen to me.
I just want to establish. Would you like to marry?
No. Why would I want to get married to Grant?
Maybe if you all live together and see each other more regularly, then you wouldn't have to worry about who's calling who and who's talking to each other, because you'd see each other every day to talk to each other. You know, so I mean, the two of you need some serious help. Huh?
Angela said Stephen is on a high this morning. I don't know what you've been smoking this morning. He's definitely
I find it's very humid outside. I was sweating coming down the road, man. It's very humid. Yeah. I was very happy to see our comp.
Yes,
he started off on the right footing. Our chief of police.
What the hell are you talking about? We had how many murders since?
No, first of all, he just got in, so I'm not prepared to judge him on that.
So he's on his honeymoon period?
He's on his honeymoon period.
Right.
Got to give him the honeymoon period to see what he can do. But he's admitted very publicly, we have a real problem here. That's nice. That's a good starting point, isn't it? Hey guys, I'm not sure I have all the answers here. Well, we have a real problem. That's a great starting point in my view.
You know, in sociology classes, they tell you, right? Mm-hmm. When there's a problem, admit the problem, push it aside. No, that's what he did.
No, I know you admit the problem.
And then begin
to figure out how to address it. You don't push it aside.
Admit the problem and push it aside. Listen,
I don't think he's pushed it aside.
We have a problem. Stephen is a problem.
I don't think he's pushed it aside.
First
of all, he's got an excellent deputy.
Oh yeah.
know him, right?
Yeah.
Buju. Right, he's
Buju,
an excellent.
Buju.
Everybody I talk to says this
Buju's
is
a good man.
they put the right
Good
man
man.
finally in the right place.
Buju.
But you got to give him a little time, buddy. Let's give him a year and let's see how we're progressing at this time next year.
Okay, so you heard him.
We already had 4 people arrested. Yesterday, I asked how many people get arrested. I'm very happy to read yesterday that 4 people have been arrested in the Leyu murder.
Yeah, Buju. That's the work of Buju. That's the work of Buju. That's
We're
Buju.
starting the right-
That's Buju.
right,
That's
good.
Buju.
It's a good
Buju.
start.
So the present commissioner of police was playing the role of Buju when Colin was there.
Yes, and maybe he was in the wrong role, and he shouldn't have been in that role.
He should have been in which role?
Maybe we'll find out if he's a better commissioner of police. Bing, you see, the fact, right? I have a boss.
Right.
My boss is the managing director of Musty Company.
Right.
Okay. He is terrific at what he does.
Right.
I am the chief financial officer.
And you're good at what you do.
And I'm very good at what I do.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
And we have a utilities director, manager,
And
Justin
they're
Providence,
good
who
at-
very good
they're
at what they do.
Right.
The biggest mistake you could make in life sometimes is promoting people. The biggest mistake. Because you have one skill set and you're really good at one thing, does not mean that you're good at the others. I would be a crap managing director of Musty Company Limited. I don't have the same skill set that is required for that role as I do for my current role. You can promote people out of a job, you know. Because
Promote
they're just
them
not
out
capable.
of a job.
Yes, because they're not capable of doing the role that you promote them into.
So let's hear solutions that he
Clearly,
came up
clearly,
with yesterday.
the current commissioner of police
Yes.
was
What
not
did-
very good at his job before.
He wasn't good at solving crime.
At solving crime, because crime escalated tremendously.
Right.
It doesn't mean
So-
that he may have a different management skill set. So, for example, if he's a smart fellow, he will say, you know what? I wasn't very good at that. This Buju fellow is much better at it. My job is to manage him and support him and help him to get his job. My job in Musty
How are you
Company
going to manage
is to support
someone
my
that you,
managers.
that you weren't good at?
What do you mean?
You can't manage a
Yes,
position
you
that
can.
you, that you weren't good at.
My managing director of Musty Company Limited is not a finance expert or an accounting expert. He manages me.
Yeah, you hold you accountable.
He can hold me accountable. We can agree the goals up front. Here's our targets.
So what
and
are
we
these-
agree those. And so
what-
the current
what-
commissioner of police could sit down with Buju and say, "Hey, what tools do you need to solve these problems?" Right? Okay. Let's agree up front on what the measure of success is as we go along, right? And let's evaluate your performance against those measures. That's a different skill set.
And you think
So,
he,
I don't know if
from
he has
one
it or
press
not.
conference yesterday? you
I
think
don't
he
know.
I guess
do
it's
not
the same
know.
thing Rodney was saying about his position.
Well, yeah, you could say that too.
Vinci Drake?
Yeah, Vinci Drake.
Whether you could say does Rodney have the potential? So let's give him the year and see. I happen to think that you put a man in a position with no experience in that area, no knowledge in that area, and you expect him to perform. I think that's a
you see
disservice
why
to
Grant
Rodney.
called him traitor?
But no,
You see why Grant
but
called him
let's
traitor?
let's give him the opportunity. He's in the position.
Right.
Let's talk in a year.
But
see what
okay,
Rodney has
so-
done in a year.
so-
And if
so-
he's performed, then we should shut
so-
our mouth and say, "Well done, Rodney."
Like we did with
Congratulations.
Luther, because everybody ball along Luther.
Luther will do a crap. Thank you.
Yeah, Luther,
Everybody
diplomat.
called on Luther. Thank
now,
you.
Luther performing.
And everybody says Luther's doing a good job in his
right,
current
right,
role, right?
right.
Now, Luther better be careful because he might not do such a hot job if he quits and decides to become a politician. So he needs, again, we need to be careful about when we're moving positions and promotions and
How did
demotions.
Luther and politician come in now? Did you
Well, you told me that Luther is your
Oh,
buddy,
I
and you
told
told
you.
me
Luther don't
that
speak to
Luther
me
said he's
anymore.
coming back here to
Luther don't
run.
speak to me anymore. Luther
To
don't speak
run
to me
against
anymore.
Luke in East Kingston. You told me this.
Why did I know that?
How you know that? Because you're
Don't
good
answer.
friends
Don't
with
answer.
Luther.
Don't answer. No way going with
And
that.
I know you know. I know who you
Don't-
know.
don't
I
answer.
know who.
Don't
I
answer.
know who your
Don't
friends.
answer. I don't answer. Let me leave
I
that
know
alone.
all about the brown paper bags.
Leave it
I
alone.
know
Leave it alone.
about
Leave
you,
it
buddy.
alone. Leave it alone. So,
Yeah.
did he set out solutions?
Did who set out?
The commissioner
I
of
read
police
the
yesterday.
first two sentences, Bing. I haven't even read the rest of the article yet, and I thought we're off to a good start. He's admitting we have
And
a
what
problem.
was the first two sentences that
We
you read
have
that?
a problem. We need to deal with it.
Right.
Right. And when I read the rest, I'll be able to tell you what he said.
Okay. So let's say what he said that he thinks that he's gonna do. We got.
You want
we
me
got,
to read it?
We got a couple
We
of
don't
minutes.
have time. We have a couple. You want me to read it?
No, we don't have to. You have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes.
I have 2 minutes. Okay.
Yes, go
Before
ahead.
we
Take
talk
a commercial.
about-
We take a commercial. Then we go
I
to
thought you
com-
had a special guest calling in at 7:30.
No, he's calling in at 8 o'clock. Just after 8 o'clock now.
Oh, just after. Okay, you
Right,
moved
just
it now.
after-
Eh?
yeah.
You have
He
moved
moved it. He moved it. He moved it. He moved
Okay.
it.
All right, here's the article. We have a problem, police chief says. Okay? So I'll briefly read Kenton's article in Eyewitness News, guys, if you want to go read it yourself. Huh? We have a problem, in quotations. That was the admission of the new police chief as he met with the media on Monday for the first time since taking up the post in early October. Acting Commissioner of Police Envin Williams, why do we have so many actors?
Yeah. Hollywood.
This acting thing, we need to stop the acting.
Well,
Prime Minister, please stop the acting, okay? Put people in a position. If they can't do the job, fire them. Simple. Done. Let's move on.
You need to understand how this system works.
We need to change the damn system.
Commissioner
it is not working.
John is still commissioner.
The system is not working.
Still the commissioner
The system
of police.
is not
He's on
working.
vacation
We have
leave.
47 murders to prove that the system is not working. Shall I continue now, please? Stop interrupting me.
Go ahead.
I know it's your show, you know, and I'm just a guest.
No, you co-host.
Well, you don't worry about that.
Did his report for you as co-host, and that's what you don't like. Go ahead.
Acting Commissioner. Oh, I'm not using the word acting. Commissioner of Police Envil Williams noted that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has recorded 47 homicides this year, 43 of which police have classified as murders. With 7 weeks left in the year, we are desperately on target for 1 week, one murder per year.
Firearm license. But
I ain't getting no firearm. I will never get the firearm license. I can't get the firearm license because Labour's in power. Right? And Labour won't let me have a firearm license.
So
when the NDP get in power, they hate my guts now because I question them. They wouldn't give me a firearm license either.
So you'll never get a firearm license?
I will. Here's my plan. I am going to run as an independent. I'm going to win my seat as an independent.
And get your firearm.
There will be 7-7 each.
You do a Mitchell and them.
I'm going to do a Mitchell on them. And then I get in my firearm.
Do a Nancy. Okay, go ahead.
Right. I wish I continue on with what Envil was saying. And I don't even know the man. I should call him Mr. Williams. Sorry, Mr. Williams, but I like first names. I wish that my first chat with us as a Commissioner of Police were under better circumstances, but it is not, said Williams. Over the period Friday to Sunday, 3 lives were lost, etc., etc. The Commissioner spoke about the disheartening nature of crime generally, but the use of firearms. He said firearms were used, but like I said before, we have a problem. That is the reason why the government and CARICOM are treating illegal firearms as a pandemic, Williams said. So it is not just a police problem, but a whole of society problem. And as such, we must address the pandemic in a united fashion. Hence the reason why I appeal and continue to appeal to people of SVG to partner with us. That's all well and good. Except you guys are in charge and you need to fix the problem. Because when Mitchell was in charge, you said he needed to fix the problem. So PM, you need to fix. You and the Commissioner of Police need to fix the problem because you said it. You can't be held to a different standard. It's your words we're using. Agreed? Right. Okay. Good. And then it went on and on. So basically, he hasn't come up with a solution yet. Other than we must all kumbaya, just like you. You sat on this radio station. Shady was, I believe, was here. Oh, it's not a political problem. It's a people problem. We must all deal with it together. We must come together in a kumbaya moment and solve the problem of crime. How's that going so far?
Crime is
How's it going so far? How are we doing so far with your solution? It's like people who pray.
You just talk about management. You just talk about management.
Right?
We don't have
managing.
That's you just spoke about that.
Right.
We need somebody at the top to manage the community problem.
So let's give this gentleman the 1 year and let's see how he does. If next year we see an increased homicides again, then he needs to go home. We agree?
Let's go to now.
Do we agree?
We're going to send him home after 1 year.
If we do not see an improvement after 1 year, he needs to go home.
And what is your definition of an improvement?
I want to see significantly less homicides. I want to go back to at least under 42 murders that we've had last year as a record.
Okay.
I want us to get back to at least below what we had last year. That's an improvement in my view.
Okay.
Is that reasonable?
That's reasonable.
Thank you.
Right, let's go straight to Council. He's backstage. Yeah. Let's bring him in. Council, he threw back his tree and laugh. He laughing at you like this idiot. He can't be serious with 42 murders in 1 year.
Joe Mano's not very serious. Joe Mano's not a serious man.
He threw back his tree and laugh. Let's go.
Plain talk. Plain talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All your talk now.
On OMG.
Good morning.
That's not a bad photo that we've got there of Council.
Where is it?
You missed it. No. It's an introduction.
He looks younger. How does he look?
He looks alright. He's in his.
That's why all the girls chasing him.
He looks in his. He's dignified and all. His coat, his robe, and
his colonial attire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Council. Sorry we didn't see that you were there. Good morning. How are you? I didn't realize you were there.
You're just talking about seeing the man. Jomo, what is wrong with this man?
Good morning, Council. Good morning.
Good morning, Bing. Good morning, Stephen. Morning, Shady. Most of all, good morning to you, listeners. Stephen,
yes,
you know, we said that we would talk about Taiwan, China.
Yes, we were going to talk about Taiwan.
Right? But shouldn't we talk about crime all week?
What?
All week, every day. I mean,
we could.
Look,
we had Boomer not just about educating, we're about entertaining. Jomo.
Yes.
I am with you, Stephen.
The family. Jomo, do you have a family?
Excuse me?
Do you have a family?
Of course I have a family.
Would you like Bing to, as your family tight, or do you need Bing to get involved to help you bring it together?
No. We couldn't use Bing. Bing is demolition. Bing won't bring anything together.
Continue, continue.
Yeah, but Stephen, I unite with you on the point about acting. You know, if you go around this country, you know the amount of people who are acting, but it's not by chance that so many people are acting, you know, because more often than not, the Prime Minister is acting.
What?
That's true too.
How is he acting?
Because when he leaves the country, somebody's acting for him. But I'll let Jomo elaborate on his version of what his acting. Jomo, please continue. Stop interrupting Jomo. Turn off the mic.
But acting in the sense that some of the things that he says, he couldn't be serious. That has to. There's had to be some props someplace. I mean, how do you say, for example, with a straight face, that the country is a big stone with good soil?
What? No, we do have good soil. Wouldn't you agree?
The Prime Minister said the country's a big stone with
good soil.
You all can remember when they were selling off, giving away the 59 acres to Reno down in Richmond.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, what is the big thing? I mean, St. Vincent is essentially a big stone with good soil.
The latest
when he says, let me see who can move this. It is a hook in our gill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't be serious. You have to be acting. Who Prime Minister? Any other Prime Minister, any place in the world who said that would have been out of office by now.
But maybe that's because we know our Prime Minister, and we know when he's what
about the comment about no barking dog is going to stop the
but
who's the barking dog?
No barking dogs did what?
Bing Joseph, you're the barking
dog. No barking dog is gonna stop this. You're betrayed.
He's serious about that. He's serious about that.
Yeah. When he went to Canada,
you can be sure. He's serious about that. No barking dogs. Whether he's in Canada or in St. Vincent, no barking dogs stop Prime Minister Gonzalez. He keeps on barking.
Who is he referring to?
But he spoke the truth. The man has won 5 straight elections, going for 6. Is he not speaking the truth? When he said no barking dog or something?
But that's why I said he's serious about that. He keeps on barking.
What?
Gonzalez is the barking dog.
You might say Gonzalez is the barking dog.
I mean,
citizens of the country.
Who in the history of politics in St. Vincent shouts as much into the microphone as PM Gonzalez? Yep. Who insults people as much?
Stephen.
What did I do?
He actually insults people as much as the Prime Minister.
Who look at decent human beings and call them nasty, dirty dog?
No, I wouldn't call anybody a nasty, dirty dog.
I mean,
it comes very close to it. You know, I get very tempted.
But on a more serious tip, though, I think that Stephen, you read something just now about crime.
Yes.
Where you said Commissioner Williams said that there are 47 homicides.
Yes,
but 43 of them could be classified
as murders.
The
other four, I presume, are the police shootings, right?
Right. But you see, that's a problem there. It is not for him. He's off. He stepped off on a wrong foot right there. It is not for him to exclude police shootings from homicides.
Okay. Well, you're the lawyer, Jomo. So
the mere fact that a police shoots someone. Here's somebody acting under the color of law. A police officer shoots someone.
Right.
There has to be an investigation.
Correct.
And there has to be a coroner's inquest.
Yes.
And sometimes even before there's a coroner's inquest, that investigation could lead to a report being sent to the Director of Public Prosecution, who could do away with the coroner's inquest and charge the person, the state official, for homicide, for murder or for manslaughter forever. And
So
the best example of this, for those of us who have memory, remember when DPP Gaspard was here?
Yes.
And there was the shooting at the prison.
Yep.
And the officials jumped and said there was going to be a coroner's inquest.
Uh-huh.
And DPP Gaspard said, well, you all can have a coroner's inquest if you want.
Yep.
But I'm going to charge this man
Yep.
for a serious crime. And he was charged.
We had a real DPP, an independent DPP. We had it.
Then you had and to prove his gravitas, he went on to be the DPP in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if he's still the DPP, but he was up until recently. He was the DPP in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
So he served for more than a decade and a half.
Yep.
As DPP in Trinidad and Tobago to tell the quality of the man that he was.
Yep. But we haven't had an independent DPP since then. Would you agree with that?
I think that Colin Williams was pretty independent and solid.
There was nothing independent about Colin Williams. He served as the PRO for the party. He was a
no, but Stephen. That's like saying that Stephen used to support the NDP. There's no way he could be supporting the ULP now.
No, that
don't make no sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Justice is not only about Justice Jomo, as you know. It's about appearances too.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. But
don't pass the smell test. Like deciding whether there's enough evidence in a court or not, or when it's involving a political nature where you need to.
But where did Colin not do that?
When did Colin not do that? Did he not cross a couple of cases?
No, but I want you to give me a specific example of where he did not look at the evidence.
When?
I mean, I'll answer for you. The case when the Prime Minister was charged.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
With the sexual offense.
I don't know if he was charged.
But remember, this was a private case, right? It was not the state bringing the case. A group of attorneys decided that they were going to bring a case against the Prime Minister.
Okay.
And why was the case nolly pros?
I'm waiting for you to tell us.
The case was nolly pros because
my understanding is Colin decided there wasn't adequate evidence to proceed.
No, there was no adequate evidence before the DPP.
So why was it nolly pros?
The DPP had specifically asked the attorneys who wanted to do the private prosecution to supply him with the evidence by a particular time.
Right.
And they refused.
Right.
And on the basis of
they refused.
Huh?
Why do you think they refused?
Well, they really should not have refused. Remember, the director of public prosecution.
Why do you think they refused?
Let me develop the thought constitutionally. The director of public prosecution is the person with the authority to begin, to proceed with, or to stop a case. So if you know that person has that authority and you want to bring a private prosecution, and that person with that authority tell you, supply me with the evidence upon which you want to do a private prosecution, and you refuse, then there's no evidence, and consequently, the director of public prosecution is within his remit to say, well, based on the fact that there's no evidence, I'm gonna stop this from going forward.
Joe,
I have always maintained.
Are you friends with Colin?
Excuse me?
Are you friends with Colin?
I know Colin for a long time.
So would you regard yourselves as friends with Colin?
I mean, we have gone into different orbits, but I can't
justify something to defend your friend.
I can't know why you going there, Stephen.
Because I believe that you sound biased here, and you're using the
okay. Let's take that. Stephen, stop for a minute. Stop for a minute, Stephen. Stop for a minute. Point to me, based on what I just said, the bias in my statement.
You are finding a way legally, because of your legally trained mind, to justify what happened in the case involving Colin Williams.
Stop for a minute. Stop right there. Stop right there. Yes. Yesterday, you said
Yes.
Oh, you know, all of these countries that don't believe in law and order and due process and so on.
Yep.
People like Jomo, well, you didn't say Jomo, but I know that that's where you were going. People like Jomo support them, like Venezuela and Cuba and so on. But they're not rule-based. Now I give you a rule-based example of a DPP who has authority and power.
Yes.
And he had asked the requisite individual to supply me with evidence to buttress your case.
Right.
And you're telling me I am biased, I'm trying to find a legal reason. You can't have it both ways.
That's my view of what is happening here.
No, but you can't have it both ways because I could say,
this one seems like, how can you possibly tell me that Colin Williams was an independent DPP when you look at his background? How does that work?
Oh my God!
What would a reasonable man think that
Stephen,
Colin is independent? When you look at his standing to be a DPP in this country, how would a reasonable human being perceive Colin to be an independent man? How does that work?
Stephen,
how does that work?
Stephen,
yes, sir.
The notion that, oh, I used to be a member of your party, I used to work in your law firm.
Yep.
Those are not things which would tell us.
What? You want to tell me a reasonable man would not see that this is an issue, Jomo?
Council, what do you think the average person on the street?
I am not, no. I am not saying that it does not bring into question or that we should not question.
Yes.
But the mere fact that I support my mother on a point does not necessarily mean that I'm biased. Hold on. Does not necessarily mean that I'm biased towards my mother.
Colin was not merely, you're missing the point here. Colin was not merely supporting the party. Look at how close his ties were to the Prime Minister.
No, but Stephen,
who in their right mind would perceive Colin as an independent DPP man in his
action? Take the issue. That is why I said I want you to take the issue before us. And on the basis of the issue, I just told you, and you know what you said? Oh, you're using your knowledge of the law to justify your friend.
That's what I feel. That's what
I understand that's what you feel.
If Colin hadn't been your friend, you would have been reacting in a million different ways, is my bet. That is my position.
I haven't spoken to Colin in years.
That doesn't mean he isn't your friend. I have the person I regard as my best friend I speak to maybe once a year and say hi and whatever. That's my definition of friendship is not.
Lawyers look out for lawyers.
Lawyers look out for lawyers.
That's what they always say.
So now the conversation is being bastardized.
Well, I think it's a fair conversation to have, and it is my position, which you oppose vehemently, that Colin was an unsuitable person to be the DPP in this country.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree that people are unsuitable simply because they might have had an association. I don't agree with that at all. Hold on, Stephen.
You keep trying to make this joke.
I'm gonna use your own words to show you what I'm talking about. You have always said, I think properly so, that it does not matter what political affiliation someone has.
Correct.
If the person is competent for the job, the person should get the job. You have said that time and time again. Now you see
that is my point. You are missing my point entirely. This was not, Stephen Joachim is a supporter of the NDP.
But hold on.
Or the ULP.
Hold on,
but Colin,
hold on. But I've heard you came out against one Miss Charles, who is now the clerk of the house, because she ran as a member of the ULP. So how is that different, though, Council?
You have heard me do what?
I've heard you came out about the principle of the present clerk of the house, Miss Charles, who once ran as a member of the Unity Labour Party. How is that different?
But you were on the program when I spoke about that point?
Yes.
And that was your takeaway, that I was opposed to her simply because she ran for the ULP?
Yes, you said on a matter of principle.
Seriously?
Yes.
No, you didn't. You evidently didn't listen to what I said.
So let's ask you,
what's your position on that?
No, but let us go to that, because and that is why I tell you something. You don't listen to the conversation.
Tell us what you said. What is your position?
I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to tell you now. I said that constitutionally, Miss Charles was the wrong person to be there. because Section 35 of the Constitution.
Let's ignore the law and look at the smell test, Jomo. Because
Section 35 of the Constitution.
You know that you're very knowledgeable about the law and you can justify whatever you want legally. Let's talk about the smell test of Miss Charles and your real opinion. Is it correct, ignoring the law, that Miss Charles, who had just...
But Stephen, how conveniently you asking us now to ignore the law? You are a rule-based, law-based man. Now you're asking me...
He cannot just the law alone.
So the point was that...
Let's see.
A public servant had historically held that position.
Council, just hold on. Good morning. Is this Chester?
Hello.
Chester, good morning. How are you, my brother?
I am very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm on top of the world with these two people in here. Council, I've got in studio here the Cuban Cutlass, who your brother have dubbed traitor, and I've got another one who the Prime Minister also dubbed the traitor. Council Jomo Thomas online. Council, are you hearing Chester?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
1 second. Jomo, can you hear Chester?
Yes, I can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good. Guys, can we go to the top because it's just gone past 8 o'clock? Chester, stay right where you are. You two, Council. Let's go to the top and come right back. All right, and let's get started with the real issue that we wanted to talk about. All right, Shelly, let's go to the top, please, and come right back. Please, let's do this. It's just gone past 8 o'clock in SVG. Let's do this shit.
Boom 1069 is trending.
Turn up the music. Turn down the lights.
Blazing on the air at 1069 FM.
What does this button do? Lord, have mercy.
On your phone or device at tunein.com. Or on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Boom SVG 1069.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
Every time I take a drink, I feel like whining. Oh. And every time I shot, I take, I feel like lightning. Oh. Don't wanna be inside, wanna be outside tonight. Do we have to tell you no for sure? I'm having a good time. Lost my head no time. I feel dynamite. Every time, yeah. From the time I take a sip, I'm ready to go.
Boom 1069. SVG's number one.
All right, we're back inside. Council and Chester. The Cutlass just stepped. He's just outside the door taking a call. All right, guys.
But permit me to develop the point now to answer the question that you asked.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and the point I was making is that there was no opposition to Debbie Charles simply because she was a ULP supporter or former ULP candidate or remains a ULP activist. The opposition was that historically, as long as I can remember, the clerk of the house had always been a public servant, and Debbie had stepped away from being a public servant, and she, in making her the clerk, it fundamentally became a sinecure because there were other persons who were there in that office who could have easily assumed the position of clerk, and they were not given the chance. In fact, there's a case that's currently going through the system that challenges that very appointment.
Okay, we can get back to that at another time. Chester really just took some time off from what he's doing. he's lecturing, and he just took some time off to join us in this conversation that we said yesterday morning we're going to get into. Taiwan, China, mainland China. Your position, Council, I remember once you said to me that if you ever became Prime Minister, your very first act would be to move from being a part of Taiwan and go straight to China.
Well, I never said anything about being Prime Minister. I said any thinking leader in the world would do like the other 175 other countries, well, the other 170 other countries have done, and establish diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China. And it has to do fundamentally with self-interest. It has to do with international diplomacy. It has to do with the fact that the People's Republic of China is the second largest economy in the world. It is one of the most dominant countries in the world. Its population is 1.4 billion people as compared to Taiwan's 24, 25, 26 million. It is the emerging economy. It is the 800-pound gorilla emerging. And consequently, the government should move. There's no reason, no plausible reason for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to be locked in with a relationship with Taiwan. Absolutely none. And in a nutshell, that is my view.
Yes. Chester, you heard that?
Yes. I had to suffer through that.
And okay, stop suffering. Your response, please.
My response?
Yes.
Okay, with greatest respect to Jomo, let me say first of all the larger context of my thinking so that your listeners understand where I'm coming from. I've said it many times before on this station and over the years. The political administration of any entity, of any country, will never, ever bring that country to its fullest self-realization. The exception, the one exception on the entire planet that I have seen, because I've lived here for more years than I've lived anywhere else in the world except St. Vincent, which is a failed state in itself. That unique entity is Taiwan. There are some things about Taiwan that are almost inexplicable. And after being here for more than 7 years, I am still seeking to understand what it is that makes Taiwan so successful. Jomo simply does not know what he's talking about. With all due respect to you, Jomo. Jomo is reading information off the internet. He's just stating figures. He's doing what all politicians do, talk crap. Again, with due respect, Jomo, don't get it the wrong way. I'm just putting it out as it is. You're just rolling off figures. 1.4 billion in China, 23 million in Taiwan, just rolling off numbers, GDP. We can't look at figures. It's not about the economy. It's not about jobs. I remember President Clinton saying it's about jobs, stupid.
Tell us about what is inexplicable. Tell us about what is inexplicable. Tell us about what is inexplicable. What is inexplicable about Taiwan?
I can't hear you.
What is inexplicable about Taiwan?
Taiwan is a phenomenon. Taiwan is an outlier. If you look at certain people like Elon Musk, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, whoever, these people are outliers. They are different. They are far different from most people. There are certain countries, by the same token, that are outliers. They are outstanding for various reasons. Cuba is an outlier. How is it that a little country, a little island in the Caribbean could hold off the great monster of the United States. You have to have something. You have to have a leader. You have to have a people. You have to have a culture that is inexplicable. They tried 600 times to assassinate Fidel Castro. They failed. Why is that? That is something extraordinary. I can't explain why the Americans, with all their technology, able to kill their own presidents, but couldn't kill Fidel Castro. You can't explain some things. And in the same way, I can't explain Taiwan, but it is a phenomenon. This little country, this little island that's just about 100 times, almost exactly 100 times larger than St. Vincent, which is to say it's not very big. St. Vincent is a little rock, a little 2x4 island. And Taiwan is really 100 times bigger, but it's still small. When you look at the map and you look at the size of Taiwan against the continental mass of China, a country that is 4,000 years old with its history, and you look at this little almost speck next to it, David and Goliath. We know the story of David and Goliath. We know who won that battle. Let's not pretend that might makes right. America, the great United States of America, just like the Roman Empire, just like the Greek Empire, just like Greece, they all imploded. America the Great is imploding. From Pacific to Atlantic is imploding. It is weakened by its own leaders and its own politics. And that is precisely what is happening in China.
Tell us about Taiwan.
About China, 1.4 billion. China is the second largest economy, sure, but it is in a rapid and rabid decay from inside. Taiwan, on the other hand, is a sparkling, successful example by anybody's world standards. But those 170 countries that you're talking about are playing politics. They're just playing games because it's all about the money as far as they're concerned. They're just trying to find 1.4 billion people buying their products. But the reality on the ground is that Taiwan is punching way above its weight. Who supplies the phone that I am holding in my hand right now? The phone that you have, that every single person, Joe, that has in his hand right now, it is Taiwan that is supplying Apple with the chip technology to allow you to use your phone, not China. Samsung from Korea, next in line, chip manufacturer. Guess who is supplying Samsung with their chips? TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, the #1 chip maker in the world, bar none. In a few years, they were able to do that. Taiwan is a phenomenon. How did this agrarian island? I came here 32 years ago as a very young man, and was not able to grasp because of my immaturity, because of my lack of knowledge. I had never come to Asia before, and I came here just like Columbus, not knowing, well, more than Columbus. Columbus got to where he was not knowing where he'd been. He got there, went back not knowing where he'd been. He went exploring not knowing where he was going, and he went back not knowing where he'd been. I came to Asia, I know where I was going, but I left Taiwan and I had no idea of the phenomenon that I had witnessed. I was very impressed by what I saw 32 years ago. But let me tell you, Taiwan has moved ahead by light years in the 32 years since since I visited. It is a phenomenon that is inexplicable.
Okay.
When you ask Taiwanese,
Chester,
go ahead.
Let's get a response from Council now, please. Go ahead, Council.
In the first place, all I'm hearing is Taiwan is inexplicable. That's a very underwhelming infomercial about a country. It is to say it's inexplicable, or to tell us that it has a foreign reserve. He didn't say this, but I will say it. That is 14th in the world, or to tell us it has world-defining technology. That doesn't explain inexplicability. I mean, the same thing could be said for Singapore. The same thing could be said in some ways for South Korea. The same thing could be said in some ways for other countries with less resources, with less support. The same thing can be said for Vietnam. The same thing could be said for Rwanda. So the mere assertion that a country is inexplicable does not sell the country. The fact that Taiwan would have 1,000 billionaires does not sell the country. How is Taiwan able to do what it is doing? Taiwan, like many of the countries that were called the Asian tigers, were made as showcases beginning in the 1950s and 60s when the Chinese Revolution emerged, Mao Zedong's revolution in 1949. So you had a colossus, you had the Soviet Union in the north, you had Taiwan coming down in Asia. So a lot of support went into showing up those countries because America was concerned with what it called the domino effect. And these countries did very well. They also did well understanding that in the 60s and 70s, Taiwan and South Korea, Singapore were all military dictatorships that mercilessly oppressed and exploited their people. And they did that, and their industry was given a chance to develop in a monopoly sense. So I am not underplaying the advances that Taiwan has made. Taiwan has made phenomenal advances. But Taiwan does not suffer from the strictures, let's say, that a Venezuela suffers from, or Cuba suffers from, or Libya suffered from, because Taiwan and South Korea and Singapore are supported by Western powerful countries, and they have all the support and developmental assistance that they can have. So to tell me what you said to me does not speak to anything that is inexplicable at all. It tells me that you are mesmerized by what you see, and nothing is wrong with that. But to be mesmerized is not a selling point, because you have to come back to explain why would any country in the world where there's and you talk about China has a 4,000-year culture. There's no difference between the Chinese people and the Taiwanese people. They're all Chinese.
That's a huge mistake you're making there, Jomo. That's
Which one is the mistake?
All right, just hang on. Steven I think Steven wanna get in. No, go ahead, Steven.
Okay, guys, can I have just 2 minutes, please? Huh? Okay, because I didn't want to seem like his Chester me ganging up on Jomo, right? But I see it from
I'm accustomed to gangs.
I see it as last week Jomo and I were fighting about independence. Jomo's argument in that case was not about economics, because I had all the economic factors on my side, that all the British overseas territories had done substantially better than some
Evidently, you didn't read my column, Stephen.
The facts and the statistics are on my side. Jomo then appealed to emotion and national pride and all of that. Today now, Jomo's going the other way and trying to talk about statistics in terms of GDP. Well, Jomo's also wrong on that, because when you look at GDP per capita, when you look at healthcare, education, almost any measure you look at in China, Taiwan is ahead of China. Those are
because
facts.
China has to deal with 1.4 billion people.
Right? Now, however, what's more important to me, what's significantly more important to me, right, is I believe in freedom more than anything else. You've heard me say this: freedom, the right to choose, the right to make your own decisions, democracy at a certain level, however you want to define that, right? Okay. So we are going to change to a country named China that in their constitution, by the way, has freedom of the press. Everything is free and wonderful if you read their constitution. What the hell good is a constitution? It's like the laws in St. Vincent. What the hell good are these things when they're not being enforced? So you have a constitution in China that guarantees free press. Go there and open your mouth. They'll lock you up.
But that's all over the world.
It's a one party. It's not a communist state either. It is an authoritarian dictatorship. That is what China is. And we should have the decency and the moral integrity to say we are not going to endorse that kind of economic system and political system. We need to do better than that.
Even diplomatic relations is not about endorsing a system.
In my view,
hold on, Gongsa.
It is recognizing and respecting a small democratic island that is fighting to keep their own independence away from the tyranny and the authoritarianism and the dictatorship that is the Chinese government. That is what matters to me. So I'm all well and good to fight anything, but on any measure, Taiwan is a million miles ahead. And Jomo, you are the one that is always advocating that we should stand on principle. Your principle is now what? Sell our souls because
no,
China
no.
have more money?
No,
That's
no, no.
basically what I'm hearing from you.
No, I haven't made a money argument. I haven't made a money argument for switching from China to Taiwan. I think that if we're talking about a representative of people, the People's Republic of China. I mean, I don't believe there's socialism in China. There's capitalism in China. China is now galloping in terms of a creation of billionaires and so on. So the inequity that is prevalent or greater in the West is also emerging in Taiwan and Vietnam. So I don't praise them as paragons of as people's paradises. But when it comes to China and Taiwan, I think that the logical thing for St. Vincent to do is, as the majority of the world peoples and countries have done, to break relations with Taiwan and to establish relations with the People's Republic of China. I think that's a no-brainer, actually. So let's think about setting up relations based on morality. Who sets up relations based on morality? Which country in the world does that? And this notion of freedom, there's a guy called Julian Assange, who's an Australian. He publishes. He was a co-founder of WikiLeaks. He got a treasure trove of documents which showed that the US had carried out a murderous policy in Afghanistan and in Iraq. And they have hounded him ever since. So what happened to the press freedom that you were talking about? What happened to Lynn Stewart, who in the United States, a lawyer, was jailed because she had went into a prison and met with her client and brought information out that her client. What happened to attorney-client
I thought we were
privileges?
talking about China versus Taiwan here, Jomo, not the United States.
No, you're the one who said.
We're not talking about Taiwan compared to China today, and whether St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is the better option for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to look into. For an example, not the United States. The same United States who provides about 25 to 30% of our GDP employs a massive amount of incentives people. How come I never hear you talk about Russia or Cuba and their and their authoritarian dictatorship, and Venezuela and China? How come it's always the United States that gets slammed, Jomo? And how come you never say anything bad about Russia or Venezuela?
Russia is not a country that I support. That's why I'm telling you, you always confuse and conflate issues. Russia, I'm not a supporter of Russia. I'm not a supporter of China in terms of political support. So I'm not sure why you're bringing those. I'm talking about the universal principles that you talk about. Freedom of the press, that's why I give you the Julian Assange example. Attorney-client privileges, that's why I give you the Lynn Stewart example. The Abu Jamal example. The Geronimo Pratt example, where they are framed and killed. And these are in your democracies. The United States celebrated in 2001 that it was the poster boy for torture because it claimed that some people knocked down the World Trade Center and shot at the Pentagon. They openly proclaimed that we are going to torture people to get information. But those are your paragons of democracy.
All right, Chester, your
but
response.
It's 12. It's 8:25. I have court. So
response to what? Response to what?
Exactly. There's nothing to respond to. I agree with Chester.
The question on the table, though, guys, is as far as St. Vincent is concerned, who would be the better country that we should form relationship with? We are presently with Taiwan. Jomo thinks that China would be the better option.
I think the NDP was absolutely right when it announced in 2016 that if it was to get power back, assume office again, it would break relations with Taiwan and establish relations with China, with the People's Republic. I think that is a proper position, and it's in line with the majority of people in the entire world.
Let me repeat what Jomo said. Jomo said that he thinks that the NDP was properly right and correct when they announced in 2016 that they would form a relationship with China and leave Taiwan. Chester, your response to that as with regard to St. Vincent's position.
Jomo is clearly playing politics.
Politics?
I'm sure
What
he
is the
didn't think that in
what is the
2016
politics?
when the NDP announced it. He is clearly just talking politics. And I don't know. Jomo, have the Chinese government approached you to offer you $1 million? Have they done that? Yet?
No. They actually offered me 10. It's in my account now.
It will be soon.
No. It's there. It's there already. You see, but here's this, right? You can't deal with the idea, so you attack the man. You are telling me now that I am on the teak.
No. This is not a straw argument. There's
that's what you just said. You just told me. You just accused me of being on the teak.
Taiwan is a phenomenal country by any standard. There's this little island of 23 million people that was an agrarian society.
You're not a good salesman. You're not a good salesman. Inexplicable,
one
phenomenal.
of the leading nations in the world, producing the #1 semiconductor manufacturer.
You said that already.
You said that already. The golden egg. Sorry?
You said that already.
To hold on, let you finish, and then you can continue.
Yeah. All right. TSMC. I don't have to prove what the foreign exchanges and the foreign reserves are, and it's all there for everybody to see. Taiwan is demonstrating the facts of the matter are there. It's all over the internet. TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, is the leading company producing chips for Apple, for all the leading companies all over the world. It has more than half the global market. One company in this little island. You're gonna argue with that? Every single item, electronic item, your phone, your car, your hairdryer, your radio, everything you have in that room works with a chip that was produced by TSMC. Not
it was lithium too. It was produced in Congo.
But you have a corrupt, failed leadership in China. Disastrous COVID lockdown policy. The same thing you were fighting when you had COVID. And you were fighting against that same policy in St. Vincent about not locking down. That was what China was doing. So you are in opposition to China. They had a disastrous COVID lockdown policy. Right now, their manufacturing is in decline. That is a fact. Their exports are falling in China. Their youth unemployment has reached record highs. Financial instability. Their real estate. I mean, it's there for you to see. I don't have to be reporting this. I don't have to be telling you this. It's there for everyone to see. They're drowning in debt. China is drowning in debt.
It's 829.
We should also look at what the track record of China in the Belt and Road Initiative and what they've done in Africa, where they quote-unquote lend and invest in products and then basically steal and take the people's ports from them and their assets from them. China's not investing in Africa because they love Africa. They're trying to get all the resources they can. But we don't slam China for that. Instead, we'll slam the United States of America because that's what we're good at. And we won't support Taiwan. We will slam China. Why? Where is the logic in all of that? Where is where's the good sense in that?
Bing.
I mean, I cannot believe that Jomo is going to. I mean, politicians are really evil. I mean, Jomo, that is
now I'm evil
to make. You have this shining example.
Bing.
We talk about reparations. Let's talk about reparations because that ties into this. You talk about reparations. This is a whole political bullshit again. Reparations, right? What the hell are you repairing? Slavery is what something Caribbean people understand. Slavery. You think the British were bad with slavery? Wait till China holds your ass. You switch to China and see what will happen. They have no interest. They have no interest in the Caribbean. It's all about authoritarian control, as Stephen said. They have no interest in black people. They don't even have interest in their own people. Look at what is going on in China. 1.4 billion people. So what? They're all afraid of the CCP. They're all afraid of Mr. Xi Jinping, who is a psychopath of the highest order. And all he wants to do is outdo Mao, who killed 80 million Chinese in their famous, revolution, in their cultural revolution, killed 80 million farmers. Not unlike what another practice that was attempted in St. Vincent to take out all the farmers a few years ago. So to have power. I mean, just look at the history. There are two things you must study: history and psychology. The history will show you the track record. 80 million people. And this Mr. Xi Jinping would like to outdo Mao. And that's why he wants to attack Taiwan. And he wants to attack Taiwan because TSMC is the goose that's laying the golden egg. You see, China, let me just finish this and then I'll keep quiet and probably leave. China, China sees itself as the center of the world. Zhongguo, that is its name in Chinese. Middle Kingdom, center of the world. That is its name in Chinese, Zhongguo. So he sees himself as having this ideology of having to be the emperor, the one who outdid Mao Zedong. And China, Taiwan is what China was once long ago, the center of the world. Taiwan is number one because why? TSMC. Okay, everything in the world works with a semiconductor, and Taiwan is the world's number one semiconductor. Toyota, Nissan, they all have to come to Taiwan to get the chips, and China wants to come in here. Why do you think they have not invaded China? They're going to invade China. They're going to invade Taiwan. They're going to invade Taiwan. Why haven't they invaded Taiwan yet? Because everybody in the South China Sea and the East China Sea are watching China. Japan is watching them. The Philippines are watching them. Australia is watching them. Everybody in this whole line, if you look at the map, you will see from South Korea, Japan, right down. Taiwan is in the very middle. Your geography determines your history. And Taiwan is in a key position strategically, geographically, financially, economically, geopolitically. So you are talking a lot of tripe, Joe, with all due respect to you, political, and you should be ashamed of yourself for even suggesting the nonsense of switching to China when Taiwan is this shining example of democracy, of freedom. Please.
Thank you very much, Chester. Thank you very much for giving us your time. We're gonna hear from Chester, from Kung Fu now. We've been having some problems hearing him. I don't know if you can listen off air. I want to thank you very much. Let's get
sure thing. Thanks.
Let's get. Thank you very much. I appreciate the call. All right.
Sure.
Thank you. Hang up. You can hang up, please. So let's get Kung Fu in. Kung Fu, hold on. Let me just hang up from Chester. Okay. He's gone. Go ahead now, Kung Fu. Over to you. Kung Fu? Kung Fu, are you there? We seeing it. You froze?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
I stayed on out of respect for your listeners. I don't like tirades. I don't do tirades. What you had was a tirade. Now, without intervention from you, a man came onto your program and said, inquired about the $1 million I got from Taiwan. I got from China.
Oh, come on. You know that was said in jest. You come on.
Another came on and said that I was evil.
Kung Fu, come on, Kung Fu. I think you taking it.
I was talking nonsense, crap.
But you normally defend.
I didn't know what I was talking about. I was getting my information from the internet. Now, I don't make personal attacks on people. I didn't say, and I would never say, that the Taiwanese are paying him to say what he's saying. I would never do that. So,
Council,
I would say to you, when you have people come on like that, and they start making these spurious claims, you owe yourself and your audience a responsibility to tell them to cool their beans. If you are having a discussion, we are having a discussion. Don't come on here accusing people of being on the take. I'm not on the take. How long I've been writing about China? Is my position about China today? My first column on this probably go all the way back to 2003. 20 years ago. Then I'm a politician. I'm a politician. Because I say we should break relations with Taiwan, I'm a politician. Anyway, I was indicating to you that I want to get off since about 8:25. But again, out of respect for your listeners, I thought that I should stay on. All right, but you have to when your guests are going out of line, I think you have a responsibility to tell them to hold their horses.
But hold on. You know, do you know Chester Cornell, Council?
Not very well.
Of course you know Chester. You know the passion in Chester.
No, the passion. I speak with passion. I speak with passion. I don't ever come on. I don't ever come.
Do you know Mr. Hamilton?
Bing. I speak with passion. I don't accuse people of being on the take.
Hey guys, can we?
Anyway, I should have been gone for a while. I have court coming up in a few. Until we meet again.
Take care. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Jamal. The point of our discussion, I believe, has been partially lost here. And the point of the discussion is, should we be switching from to China as the NDP endorses and still has not reversed its position? All right. A despicable position, in my opinion, taken by the NDP to switch to China. Or should we continue our relationship with Taiwan, who has proven to be a very loyal friend to SVG? I'm not saying that Taiwan is doing it out of the goodness of their heart, but Taiwan also recognizes the reality of the political situation in the world, right? My view, as I said, is very clear. I think that Jomo is wrong on this one. I think he did not give I understand his reasons and his rationale. His rationale essentially comes down to China is the bigger, badder person out there. They've got a zillion resources. Maybe they can help us better in the future. I'm not too sure I buy that argument, but I understand the rationale. His rationale that 170 or 190 other countries out there have taken that position. I understand that rationale. I just happen to disagree with it, and I think at some point we should have some moral decency about the kind of people we choose to formally recognize if we are to make a choice between one and the other. You have a call.
Caller, good morning, you're live.
Hello, good morning, Paul. This is Nancy. I said I had to call here this morning, being one of those persons who has studied and lived in Taiwan. Chester is quite on point when he talks about the marvel that Taiwan is. There's no doubt about that. You go to Taiwan and you see things happen overnight, literally overnight. It's so that it's a beauty salon today, tomorrow morning you walk by and it's a restaurant running full. Now, that being said, my questions have always been, what are we benefiting from that relationship? Now, those are the things that we need to discuss when we're talking about diplomatic relations. Now, the NDP has said, and I've heard Dr. Friday say this, that when they get into power, they would assess the relationship with Taiwan and weigh against the relationship with China. It is something that countries like Dominica and Nicaragua has done. So why are we afraid of doing that?
Caller.
Caller.
That is not the position, as I understand it, of the NDP. Adam Eustace, I think back in 2016, announced publicly that he was going to recognize China.
Hold on, caller, hold on, please. Hold on. And we can get back to you.
Go ahead, sorry.
This is what the NDP have recognized. As far as we are aware, the NDP has not repudiated that policy. We are here, some of us are here saying that we disagree strenuously with that policy, and I don't care what Dominica or any other country did. How do we claim to be a political party that sees things? I mean, is we like to talk? Are we just about economics? Are we just about how much money? Which one could give us the most money? Is that what this is about? Is that what this is about? Because in many countries, I think that's exactly what it is about. I don't think St. Vincent and the Grenadines should be going down that line alone. We should also recognize that we have a certain value system, that we believe in freedom. Not you particularly, how can we as a people say that we value freedom for our people, but we don't value freedom for the Chinese people, or the Russian people, or the Venezuelan people, or the Cuban people? At some stage, are we just playing cheap politics? The NDP needs to come out and say, which one are you picking? Because you have to pick one. That's the way the world works. Sorry, go ahead, caller.
All right. So to respond to you on the point, Dr. Friday has publicly stated that when the NDP gets into power, they will make a decision then. And that is fair.
No.
Economic.
No, that is not acceptable and good enough. That's what you're going to do.
Hold on.
Sorry.
And I listen. Okay, thank you. So Dr. Friday has stated publicly that when they get into power, they will assess the relationship then and decide what is needed to go forward. And that is a fair statement, because in world politics, things are very volatile and things change all the time. So a decision made now could never be a decision that will be made 3 or 4 years or even next year from today. Now, you also talk about economics, and if that's the basis of these relationships. Now, when I went to Taiwan, that was to do a master's in international relations. And so based on my studies and based on my own personal opinions, yes, I believe that primarily the relationship is about economics. Countries are not people who are to be tied to moral thinking. Yes, you would want to have people there who are morally sound. But at the end of the day, these relationships are to be based on the economic benefits that each country would gain. Now, I was talking about having studied in Taiwan and the things that I've seen there. Even basic things such as agro-processing. Our government officials and others visit Taiwan almost yearly. And I would say plainly, they bring back nothing to the country. So sometimes I'm in awe when Vincentians are having this conversation about Taiwan and China, because we've never really seen anything that comes out of Taiwan, or the possibilities of real development that could come from Taiwan. And so, let me say this personally now, this is my thing. I am hoping that when the new Democratic Party gets into power, that we would be able to sit down and fully assess all that we could get from Taiwan against all that we could get from China. And whatever decision is made then, I hope it is economically beneficial to every person in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's turn Heritage Square into a night market like we have in Taiwan and China. A real night market where people, the poor people, are able to benefit. That's all I have to say this morning.
Before you go, can I ask you a quick question?
Go ahead.
We have seen the tremendous quote-unquote economic benefits that China has put on Africa, have we not?
Yes.
Good. Have we seen how a lot of those things have turned out? Have we seen the Chinese basically saddling countries with debt that they cannot possibly repay for projects, and then just taking those projects afterwards and saying, no, sorry, I now own your port because you can't pay me for it? Have we not seen those things happening?
When we're on that with Taiwan on this government, it's in Taiwan.
Sorry, repeat that. Where's Taiwan done this?
Even didn't Ralph recently and announced a figure. Somebody online might be able to give the figure. in terms of the amount of money that they know.
But that's our prime minister. That's not the that wasn't the Taiwanese saying that.
A note around the neck of Vincent.
That was the prime minister that
making
said
a
that. The
political
Taiwanese
statement.
never said that. Can you point me to one example, as my friend Jomo likes to say? Can you point me to one example where the Taiwanese have lent money to a country and have taken over the project?
That you are now in debt to a country. So that is a noose around one neck.
No. The prime minister was making a political statement.
No, it was not merely a political statement because he gave the figure. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position right now to pull up the figure. But
No. He was saying if the NDP thinks they want to go to Taiwan, to China.
And he gave the figure.
Right.
But has that happened anyway? Has Taiwan
don't you think that don't
with this debt that we have in relation to Taiwan?
But don't you think that? Don't you agree with me with us that was a political statement the prime minister was making? He was doing political maneuvering.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
St. Lucia. St. Lucia has switched back and forth a couple of times, I believe, between China and Taiwan. I don't even know where to stand now. Jamaica too? Okay, right. I don't know where to stand. When they switched from Taiwan to China, what happened to their debt? They then owed Taiwan. What happened then? Did Taiwan come and take projects from them?
Listen, I have not followed the St. Lucia.
You know how I? That's why I'm asking.
Have you followed what's happening in Jamaica, caller, with regard to the Chinese? That you now have to pay a toll on the roads that the Chinese have built?
Switching back and forth. That goes to show exactly how to support what I've been saying earlier. That countries should be able and should be allowed to make these decisions that are economically feasible.
Nobody's arguing with that. What we're arguing here.
Convincing them to switch from Taiwan to China and then from China to Taiwan. What is the problem?
Why is it that the NDP? Why is it that the NDP cannot make a clear statement on this position? Why is it that they can't say, what kind of party tells me elect me? What kind of party?
In relation to Taiwan or any other country, we don't even know as intention because there's no accountability. So how do you expect? When you have your businessman, you cannot make a decision unless you see all the facts. The NDP has not seen all the facts. Neither have they.
So hold on. So all the stuff that the NDP are proposing now, they can't. What is that then? That's just for show.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they've not seen all the facts.
They haven't seen all the facts, so therefore they need to stop any. So we should call it. We should elect somebody just on promises, right?
They're two different things. Being planning and making a decision, two different things. You can
hold on. So
situation, you make the decision that is necessary.
This is not good economic planning by your party, young lady. I'm sorry to say. This is not the key to party.
Steven, this is a reality. I don't have a party.
You do? I thought you were a big NDP woman. You're changing? You're going, has Papa gotten to you? Adriana, you can tell me. You're going back to your Labor Morans?
You're going back to your LP Morans? Thank you.
Adriana, thank you for calling. Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you
Appreciate the conversation. Listen, Adriana has a point. I happen to disagree vehemently with it. Something as important as this that I feel is important, right? And some people will vote on these. Not very many, but some will. So.
Yeah. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Morning to my friend, Joseph.
Morning.
Because I want to break my with Stephen.
Calling, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Breaking up?
Yeah, you're breaking up. Could you change position or something?
Oh, that's so clear. I'm really not. I think I want to break Stephen man with Stephen.
It's the other way around.
Yes, the other way around. Yeah. You need to show some damn respect for my friend, baby. Okay?
Yeah.
Some respect.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
We test the feeling. They put on the right on. He said, if you grow up the brain, I was supposed to. Them training the use of a person, no matter if you call them, they win a crown.
All right. We having problems hearing you. We having problems hearing you. We can't hear a thing. Because you I don't know if it's your where you are your reception is very bad. If you can get a better reception, you can call us back. All right,
Couldn't hear
4511-069. That's the number to call.
Yes.
If you want to get in, and if you want to call our WhatsApp, you can call our WhatsApp at 455-1069. Call. Good morning. You're live.
Bing, morning.
Morning.
My brother.
Man, no. You call. You have a time to call. You can't call now. You have a time to
Okay,
call.
we can't get piece of this.
No. You could get all the time, anytime. You call. No. Stephen, don't come. No. I said no. We said no.
I'm leaving in a couple of minutes. So
So you all hear him.
So
You
I
all
want
coming
to
in.
hear it. I would just this one time, please, Papa, please.
And I saw Steven.
Go ahead, buddy. I pleaded
He
for you. Go
beg.
ahead.
Free.
Because I'm leaving in a few minutes. So, yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Let me just say, I saw Steven trying to run yesterday with one foot behind the back and the other one in the air.
No. First of all, I don't try to run. I can't run anymore. I used to be a runner.
You have a condition.
Right? I'm trying to go fast walking when I can.
For those who have not seen him running or walking on the road, just imagine an X.
I was an athlete when I was younger, and I now pay the price. What can I say? I'm
Let
trying
me
to
say-
say more about that. Jomo has good news, he says. Anyway, go ahead. buddy.
Let me say this, Martin. Trust me. Being I enjoy this kind of banter. I love this. So I really have to get in a bit on this. But let me say before I go on, it's not just the caller who is this started. Even on the laptop, being the station itself, sounds a little distorted. I don't know what's the issue. Right?
Technician, look at that.
Yeah. So yeah. So my little 2 cents on this is, and I would have really liked to have been able to come in when Mr. Connell was on, because he said some stuff that I respect Chester, really respect him, because I grew up with him on TV and whatever. But I think this morning, he was kind of flawed, and let me say why. First of all, there are no countries that have diplomatic relations just on morality. There may be some there, there may be some morality there, but every country doesn't go into agreements with each other for morality's sake. It's for economics, right? True. You may have
That's simply not true.
Well, as I said, some morality may be there. Right? They may agree on certain things morally and certain things ethically and so forth, but most times, 90-something% of the time, it's economic.
So it's all about the money.
It's not really about them. As I said, there's some morals in there somewhere sometimes. You know what I mean? But
So let's talk about Taiwan and China in particular.
Right. So I'm going to come to those. I'm coming to them. That's why I chimed in here.
Okay.
Now, let me say, when we spoke just now, I'm wondering if we remember what the Monroe Doctrine says, because when Chester was talking about China just now and being the center of the world and this and that, does he remember the Monroe Doctrine? Does he know what the Monroe Doctrine say? America doesn't get into anything or go anywhere unless it's American interest. And you will hear America always talk about American interest. You will hear all of these G7 countries and so forth talk about their interests. Now, the thing is, Stephen, as you say, people keep on bashing America on things and so forth. And sometimes can you blame them? Because...
Yes, I can.
No,
you're not bashing Russia in the same way.
No, so I'm going to get there. Because Russia, Venezuela, Cuba, and all of them, they show who they are. They say who they are and they live who they are. America is a hypocrite.
That's not true.
It is true.
It is not true. America, first of all, countries are made up of people. America has an open system where there's the rule of law. Where you have a relatively free and open democratic society. I can get on the radio and cuss Joe Biden if I feel like it. You think I could do that in China?
Of course, people
Thank you, because there's a country of laws. According to the Chinese constitution, I can get up in China and cuss the leadership.
But
let me try doing that in reality and see what happens.
Let me see.
So don't tell me that. Talking about economics. Which country is
Russia,
more important than St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Than the United States of America. Which country is more important? More important than China or anybody else? You tell me which one.
Okay, so let me get in here. let me touch your first thing. Let me touch your first thing, right? All the talk we talk about open society, you can this, you can that. Look at again, Jomo brought up Mr. Assange. Let us talk about when he named that was part of the
Let's talk about Julian Assange if you want. Then go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Julian Assange is a man who stole state secrets from a country and was prosecuted by the state government because he decided that he knew more. He made the unilateral decision that he could take people's state secrets and share them because he decided what was right and wrong.
No, Stephen, he didn't steal secrets. Maybe you're talking about when he named the other guy did that.
Julian Assange, the same man who leaked WikiLeaks person, correct?
Julian Assange was given information.
No.
Julian Assange, no. You're talking about Snowden. Snowden is who you're talking about.
So tell me about Julian Assange.
Julian Assange was given information.
Yes.
He didn't want to steal no information. He was given information. He was basically a reporter. And he brought out information.
What kind of information was he
was given information that, hey, America has been committing these atrocities. These are the issues. He put them out there.
Anyway, hold on. You have your segment coming up. You have to do it. You can make all the points there, okay?
By the way,
you have a whole segment coming up.
Let me get 1 second before I wrap up here. If we're talking about what's in the best interest of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, over what time period? Over what time period what is the best interest of St. Vincent? Are we talking about the short-term interest? So we jump to China and they give us billions of dollars. And then after that, when the other few countries have caved in and they therefore feel that they can do what they want to do to Taiwan, right? And they take that over. Do you think they have any time for us then? One of the reasons that Taiwan sees us as very important now and gives us all the money, it's not because Taiwan loves us. It's not because Taiwan thinks that we're wonderful. It's because one of their few last remaining supporters. Yes. So we should play. I agree we should play the politics right. But in my view, the right politics is to say, I am sticking with Taiwan because we are more valuable to Taiwan than we are to China. That is very simple.
But we know Prime Minister Gonsalves is milking that part.
And he should.
With Taiwan.
As a matter of fact, I don't think I disagree with you. He doesn't milk it enough.
He's draining every drop of tongues out of it.
He doesn't milk it enough.
But is that fair? Is that fair?
Of course it's fair.
Because he know the opposition is
weak and can't make a decision. Weak-kneed and can't come out and take a position as important as this. Go ahead, continue. Call me traitor again.
Somebody call me.
Weak-kneed. Can't make a decision. Oh, wait till we elect you. Wait till we elect you, and then we'll tell you what we're going to do. Huh? Isn't it the other way around? Aren't you supposed to make promises to us and then break them after you get elected? Isn't that the way it normally works? And if you doubt me, go and check all the manifestos and see how many promises have been fulfilled.
Somebody deal with this idiot for me, please. Call him on your line.
I want to catch him before he leaves. Everybody.
You fix him. Fix him for me, please.
Fix me, Bones.
Fix him, please.
No. It's only when it comes to the China-Taiwan issue, let me tell all you something. This is a whole day program. Now, because we could go back and forth, benefits and no benefits, and who gets and what. The point I'm going to make here is two things that I heard this morning. All right. One is, Stephen, I know you're going to get vexed, and I don't care. Right? You made the statement earlier on the program about when you started to chastise Jomo about freedom of this and freedom of speech and freedom of choice. Now, how much choice did the people in Mustique have when all they forced them to get vaccine? That is where the hypocrisy comes from.
You're the ultimate hypocrite.
Get on you with it.
You are the ultimate hypocrite. Nobody forced anybody to get the vaccine. You need to start learning to speak your facts. Because as usual, Bones, you're just blabbing off your big mouth. Your facts as usual. No, I'm not going to allow him to. I will keep talking.
Bones, we're talking Taiwan.
I am not allowing Bones to lie and mislead people again as he's done over the years.
What is your position on Taiwan,
what
China?
What does Mustique have to do with Taiwan?
What is Taiwan, China position?
Why you bring up my employee in this forum, right? I will just keep talking over you because I don't want to hear what you have to say, Bones. And then you can call back when I'm talk all the nonsense and lies and
what
stupidness
is your
that you spread to
on
people.
The Taiwan?
You're still
China
lying to
issue.
people and saying the vaccine was not effective.
Stephen, hold on.
You're lying.
Hold on. Bones,
misleading people.
Bones, the discussion this morning is should St. Vincent stick with Taiwan or should we move to China? What's your position on this?
Listen to me. St. Vincent has the ability. Listen, It's their choice, which is more beneficial to them. I don't care which party is in power. You understand? So let them assess everything and make the choice.
Who's the them?
It's the government.
But does it affect the people?
Well, all that.
Or is it because you live in St. Vincent? You live in St. Vincent, you're okay?
No, it doesn't matter to me.
That's right.
No, don't twist my stuff.
Just repeating your stuff.
But you're very good at twisting things.
Every government.
You're the ultimate twister.
I'm not a China supporter in any way, because I see what they do in other countries. But if let me say ULP decide now, boy, you know what? I think the better thing now is to switch to China. That is for them to decide which is more beneficial for them. You understand the point?
Nope.
No, you ain't gonna understand it because you don't destroy yourself this morning with your character.
You're the one who was lying about
We're going on the road this morning. Bones and Cutlass, we're going on the road. We're leaving now.
I'm not the one who can't.
Bones, you finished? Bones.
Read one second.
Bones. Hold on, guys, hold on. Is either we're going to this or if we're going to
yeah,
this,
let Bones continue. Right, God. You all have a good day. I gotta run, guys. Take care. Bones, you can have it all to yourself now and continue your lives. Bye, guys.
No problem. I know all this guy deal with me. All this guy deal with me because I just use
Who's the all you speak of? Who's the all that can't deal with you?
No. The ones whose words just come back to haunt them. You understand? It come back to catch him.
But Bones, we speak in Taiwan, China. This is the topic we're discussing.
Bing. With all due respect, what comes out of a man's mouth defiles him. And you have to remind people of what they said. It doesn't matter what the topic is. That is why politicians.
No. But if we're dealing with mangoes, we can't suddenly bring in apples.
No, I didn't call to talk about the vaccines, I talk about what Stephen said about choices. He made the statement about people not having freedom of choice.
No, with regard to China, with what's happening in China.
The statement is a broad statement. Come on, don't be naive now.
So are you saying okay then? So what's the point? What's the real point you're trying to make?
No, because you know why? I want when Stephen them talk, not just Stephen, other people too. They must mean what they say and don't just provide lip service. Jesus, like Chester beat up on Jomo. I ain't got nothing against
Chester beat up on Jomo. Jomo is a big man. Jomo is an accomplished lawyer. What do you mean Chester beat up on Jomo?
No. When I say beat up, you know what I mean is he showed Jomo the other side of the coin when it comes to Taiwan, right? Now, Chester made a comment. And this is why I say people must listen. Chester made a comment about Jomo reading stuff off the internet. But later on in the same thing, in the same commentary he's making, he's telling people go and look on the internet and get everything that they need to know that what he's saying about Taiwan is true. You see, Ben, this is why I sketch people all the time. You just tell Jomo reading it off the internet. But now then you come on and tell people go on Google and on the internet and you got all the information indeed for China to support what he just is saying. You gotta listen, guys. Listen. Jesus Christ.
Calm down, boy. Don't get a lot of people dropping down with stroke these days. We gotta go to the top, okay?
Not me. Me I don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about me at all, boy. Me got strong heart.
Right up the top, give me please. It's after 9 o'clock.
Lord.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. We gotta go to the top. It's 4 minutes after 9 o'clock. We should have done this before, but let's go to the top and come right back right here on OMG in the morning. It's a Tuesday morning with some fire this morning. I like the fire, but I didn't walk with my popcorn. That's the problem that I have. Let's go shading. Here we go.
Christmas with Boom 106.9.
Sharing our love, our passion, and our goodwill to one another.
Hear out the laughter and fun. Shino vibes like rice and peas on a Christmas morning. Make time for friends and family this season.
Sharing the Boom family with your family.
Let's share out the Christmas with Boom 1069.
The number one morning show in the SBG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now.
Food energy in the body. Feel energy in the body. I tell them there's food energy in the body. Feel energy in the body. And I say, head up, what's going on there? Jump around in the air, drop skin grenade, not in the air, yeah, do shall let the place, yeah, we don't want fans up in the place, yeah. Hey, it's trouble from the gate, man, let me in. Hey, just bust through that anything. Hey, tell some boy don't try and intervene. Hey, you know how we mean. I'm here, hands up in the air. I'm here, jump for and grenade. I'm tripping up in the air. I'm here, food energy in the body. Feel energy in the body. I tell them there's food energy in the body. Feel energy in the band. And I say, what's going on here? Skin grenade, I'm not in the air. No shall let the place, yeah. We ready for the rock. Look what we reach again. In the streets again. Even though I never want to change it, I fall down. Look what we reach again. What we reach from up to the beach again. Just let the music set it free. I ain't done it. But my God, 106.9.
Christmas is right around the corner. Let Boom 1069 and IKTV make sure your business brings the magic of the
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Hello, champions. I am Sinclair Stapleton, your best friend. Today I'm here to introduce you to the red and green Lviv Fruit Herbal Supplements. These products are going to help you to alleviate sickness and pains from your body. They contain 5 powerful fruits and vegetables: noni, acai, mangosteen, pomegranate, and goji berry. And what they do is that they are going to alkaline your body and help you to get rid of sickness and pains from your body. To get in touch with me, contact me at 784-454-7000. Let me repeat, 784-454-7000. 7,000. I leave you with this tip. Every time you eat, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Ciao.
When using a conventional security camera with infrared lighting for night monitoring, people, vehicles or other important objects can be blurry and blend into the background, making it difficult to identify details in black and white. ColourView technology by Hikvision enables cameras to produce colourful videos with rich details in extremely low light environments. Any detailed information, such as the colour of the hair and skin, colour of the clothing, will play a critical role in following authority investigations. The ColourView camera is also covered with a supplemental light to keep its performance even in extremely dark scenarios. ColourView. View in colour, even in darkness.
Listen, I'm a mojito connoisseur. I've drank mojitos near and far. And when you want a good mojito, trust me, the only place to get it is Culture Barn.
Cables, find that at Corazes. We have everything for your home at Corazes. Located in Kingstown, located in Annisville. Pembroke, Diamonds and Beckwell. Shop at Corazes. Hardware, Corazes. Helpful Blaze, Corazes. One Blaze, Corazes. Corazes.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Mark your calendars. It's the Everything Vincy Expo 1.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner mode. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
right. Put a stop to child abuse. See, say. Among friends and families, a message from the Child Development Division within the Ministry of National Mobilization.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Hello, champions. I am Sinclair Stapleton, your best friend. Today I'm here to introduce you to the Red and Green Lviv Food Herbal Supplements. These products are going to help you to alleviate sickness and pains from your body. They contain 5 powerful fruits and vegetables: noni, acai, mangosteen, pomegranate, and goji berry. And what they do is that they are going to alkaline your body and help you to get rid of sickness and pains from your body. To get in touch with me, contact me at 784-454-7000. Let me repeat, 784-454-7000. I leave you with this tip. Every time you eat, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Ciao.
When using a conventional security camera with infrared lighting for night monitoring, people, vehicles, or other important objects can be blurry and blend into the background, making it difficult to identify details in black and white. ColourView technology by Hikvision enables cameras to produce colourful videos with rich details in extremely low light environments. Any detailed information, such as the colour of the hair and skin, colour of the clothing, will play a critical role in following authority investigations. The ColourView camera is also coupled with a supplemental light to keep its performance even in extremely dark scenarios. ColourView. View in colour, even in darkness.
Listen, I'm a mojito connoisseur. I've drank mojitos near and far. And when you want a good mojito, trust me, the only place to get it is Culture Bar and Grill.
Find that at Corazes. We have everything for your home at Corazes. Located in Kingston, located in Annisville. Pembroke, Diamonds and Beckwith. Shop at Corazes. Hardware Corazes. Helpful Blaze Corazes. Fun Blaze Corazes. Corazes.
St. Vincent at the Trinity. Mark your calendars. It's the Everything Vinci Expo One.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner mode. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Isn't Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
A lecture. She said the Louis saw me going sector. Fresh job. Fresh job. Ooh, see the fresh job. Yo, Villa make your shoes match your sweater.
Sponsored by Inter-Caribbean Airways.
Job, ooh, see a fresh job, new 18C with the mesh top, defense strong up in the one trespass. Yes, fresher than the juice when it extra. Ooh, just swallow beer and zest black. Louis V shirt, polyester. I know nothing cheap, check it extra. See a Spanish girl, mommy come a Estas. Black pass foot, heavy press gas, make 20 million fast and a jetpack. Man say no call back the phone, cause you get that one a step for the step back. Ooh, fresh job, ooh, see a fresh job. Bad man, put it on the wall, see a fresh job. Long in the summer, make it extra. When the Benz drop, up my head top. Ooh, fresh job, ooh, see a fresh job. New 18C with the mesh top. Defense strong up in the one trespass. Fresher than the juice when it extra.
Boots them a check off. We never sell out album, my beats them so sell out. I broke, I mean I broke up the records. I'm a cock up the rounds, me a let off. How them want to do? How them want to talk? Man for the mission, more walk the walk. I be in at the bullet out for back. So she start for start. More them want for fight when time them see me a right. Be blood up in at the criminal. I walk past them place, telling me I'm no size. Tell her all them shit, and it I'm a ride.
Boom 1069, SBG's number one.
Man, it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning yet, and I already have a big headache. Like, massive headache. Left home this morning with a massive headache. It wasn't made, I can't. Yeah, tell me. You better come. Whoever this week better come good because I'm not in a good mood. My head to me. Yes. Good morning.
Bing, me not saying you're not good mood on it, but I hear watching it live, and when you put on the red glasses, it's just something to you, Bing.
Yeah.
Tell me that. It makes you look smart.
Tell me that again. Say it again.
When you put on the red glasses, they just do something to you.
I'm feeling
before you put on the glasses.
I'm feeling better.
You look dotish. You look dotish, but when you put on the glasses, you look extremely smart.
I did it send me a yellow one now. Go ahead. Let's go.
No, I was listening to Stephen engage with the caller about the whole China and Taiwan fiasco, and I had to run to a quick meeting. Them call me to a quick meeting, and I can't tell the people them money making meeting. Come remember me notice. Now, the critical part that people missing out with the China relationship with countries Is it thieving politicians of them who take the money and spend it on other things now with them tell China them and spend on plan? So if China lend a country money and say they're gonna improve the port, and the money that the port gonna make, we're gonna pay back this loan to China. But then take the money and send their woman to France. Them take the money and send the woman of them to Amsterdam and they have 15 baby mother. And the port still is not creating a profit. China say, if I pay we back, we're going to take over the port and we're going to get back our money somehow. Now my question is, what is the difference to me? This is my observation. Taiwan is backward. China is mainland. Culturally, they are the same people. Just because Taiwan don't tell you, them a take away you port or take away all the stuff that you could see in your eyes, doesn't mean Taiwan not gonna have full control. Because we don't know what the terms of these quote unquote loans are from these countries. Nobody now lend you no money and expect to not get no money back. So I am totally against China, 125%. I am also totally against Taiwan, 120%, because I give Taiwan a little 5% buffer, because Taiwan we don't have any evidence of the actions that China do, that Taiwan is doing. International Monetary Fund.
I mean, we don't have any evidence of the actions of what China is doing.
We don't Stephen, after you submit question. Stephen, after important question, show us one country.
Right? I know you travel because I see you on your Facebook thingy all over the world. I know you're making a lot of money, right? I want you to go to Jamaica, please. There's a massive highway that was built by the Chinese in Jamaica. Okay? Now, hold on. This highway was a loan from the government of the Chinese government to the Jamaican government, right? Now the Chinese came in, they built the port, they mixed the matter, they design it, they are the engineers, they even push wheelbarrows. These are the Chinese. The Jamaican government ran into a little bit of problems. You know what the Chinese did? They went in and they decided they're taking that highway. You know what they did with the highway?
They put a toll on the highway.
They put a toll on the highway. So if you want to drive on that highway, that will get you from Montego Bay to Kingston, you gotta pay. I'm just resting that on the table. Let me drink my coffee that somebody sent to me.
And Bing. That's why I'm against China. Right? Because if somebody lend you money, they have to pay back. So my question is, what kind of problem did the Jamaican government get into? Did they take the money and invest somewhere else in their own pocket in some bank in a Panama Papers? So if people them need to stop attacking China and ask the question of why money gone,
but China has
in the hairy bank.
China has some very rigorous policies when it comes to.
I understand that.
And you know when people are desperate, right? You grab at any straw when you're drunk, then, right? So the Chinese will come along. The Chinese will come along, and they will, endear you.
No, the Chinese are predatory lenders. Just like the International Monetary Fund, because China just got on the China just got on the market.
Like the IMF.
Just like the IMF.
Thank you
so if we're gonna talk about China, let me talk about IMF. Africa hasn't been pillaged yesterday. China basically just come on the global market as a lender the other day in the grand scheme of things. But it's not the other day China and Africa start to be poor. Now I'm glad China is doing this thing.
Yeah.
Because when China take away things that people could see, because remember, we dotish, we are very dotish. We don't read. We only get stimulated by visual things. Yeah. So when China take away his highway and people have to pay the load, now people gonna ask questions.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But the way the IMF and them do their thing, they do the same thing, but they do it in such a way that the people stay in poverty So instead of Jamaica putting the money back into the Jamaican economy, whenever they make a little hit me of 50 cents, they have to put it back in the IMF money. Therefore, the Jamaican economy is not stimulated. So we as a people, and this is what I push in. To hell with China, to hell with Taiwan, to hell with IMF. Full time now we invest in ourselves, and we have to treat these countries like a business thing.
But Max, if you and I are friends and we've been friends for 40, 50 years, and we as friends we've been looking out for each other, there's something called a little word in the dictionary called loyalty. We should at least have some loyalty towards each other. Right, Max, as friends.
Let me cut you off there real quick.
When things was bad with me, you came along, right, as a friend, and you've been loyal to me for 40 years, right? It's not just that we benefited from Taiwan. Taiwan also benefited from us. It's not a one-way.
Absolutely.
It's not a one-way street. You know what I mean? It went both ways.
And I'm not slighting that relationship by no means. But in this game called politics, there's no such thing as friends.
Yeah, interest.
It's a facade of friendship.
Interest.
It's a facade of friendship. Yes, we could talk nice, we could talk this, we could talk that, but on a global scheme of things, when certain votes have to go to the United Nations and send to as small as it is, it's still a vote. That's the whole benefit that Taiwan gets from St. Vincent because we side with Taiwan on certain policies.
Taiwan gets from St. Vincent. That is
exactly what that is worth more.
When St.
That is worth more than anything.
And argue at the World Health Organization for Taiwan to become a member, that is what they get. That's worth more than any billion. No, someone just, I think it's Winston Jambo, out of place Winston, reminded us on the WhatsApp that the previous Taiwanese ambassador, when he came here, when I interviewed him, and I say, why you just building a building? Why you just build that big library up there and you ain't put in the infrastructures like how I went to the museums in Taiwan. I went to the libraries in Taiwan. I just built it. You know what he said? He said, we give what are asked of us. So if Ralph and Julian and Camilo and them say, we want a big building, that's what they give.
They might give them.
If they don't say, we want to build big building with all the facilities, with all the technologies and all of that, they will they want a big building. Because here why not? Because Ralph want to, PM Gonsalve, my friend, want to go and brag and boast and say, well, here now, we take it, imagine they had a library down in a little hole, and he called the whole name with a P. Down in a little hole next to a bike shop, and we build a massive building, a massive library. Lie like when water drop off us out of the sky and it reaching. Lie. In the Taiwanese, he was beg for the money. It's not him. And if he had begged properly, we would have had a better library.
We don't know, but to forget about library being, we could have begged and improve the hospital. How much Vincent and us we, but being hey in a perfect world now. Hey in a perfect world. I remember when IPA said one Caribbean nation. If the Caribbean had come together as a nation and the backside that Jamaica have, we sell that on a global market. The fish that St. Vincent have, because St. Vincent have some of the most water space because of the length of St. Vincent and the Grenadines that we could fish in our territory. And sell that on a global market. The oil wells that Exxon and them discovered on Guyana and Suriname and them places, we could have sell that on the global market. The tourism product that people need, because the people them in North America go Barbados, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Kitts, them are falling in a depression. So they value tourism more than we value it on a thing. If we market our thing as a
country. Next segment now. I just realized the time.
All right then, you know, but we also put things into context. We just celebrate independence and we have to get our independent mindset. Big up on yourself.
Thank you, my brother. Come. Bring him on time before he cuss me. Yeah, because I just miss my headache. I left home this morning with a headache. Imagine you having your breakfast and you're being told stupidness. I having my breakfast and I've been told, I mean, what the hell? My breakfast and I have all kind of stress in my head. And you come tell me, stupid. Could you bring the thing different, please? All who not vote for Labour and
I want to say thanks to those who voted for Labour but now a ball.
This put a smile on my face every time. Good morning.
Share this, why better stick with you? You see why you are my brother?
See, we bring back for me.
Boy. You need to get some magnesium, buddy.
One man, no gosh, man.
No, you need no for real. You need to get some magnesium.
What are you
With that headache, something and thing. You need
I'm
to
a
get
baby
some
making
magnesium.
machine and I don't need
What
that.
baby making machine?
I'm a baby making me. The Mitchell family only have one boy child. The whole family. Go back to generation. Who think give it to them?
Oi, in the days when you could have make a boot.
Who you give it to them? I'm a baby making machine.
You want to know why you make your children of them so quick? You know, put up your bin make, so you're gonna go fast. Because you know when the time comes, that's it.
Why selling me out the man?
You're my brother. Come on, no, man.
One time.
So, yes, man, Ali just pulled me into this whole Taiwan thing this morning. I love it. Listen, so let me go here. Let me begin with this whole thing about you know, who is Taiwan is not recognized anywhere as a country. Yeah, nowhere. First and foremost, the thing is that, and I want to ask a question: where do you think Taiwan is storing its money? Is banking its money? Where do you think Taiwan's money is banked? It's in mainland China. Yeah. Everybody is trying to demonize China about this and that, but all of the same G7 countries that we depend on, the same G20 countries, all of them are partners of China. Who has the biggest debt for America? China. Who made it possible for America to not go into recession in 2008?
But you're saying all this to say what the really?
I'm getting there because everybody running up and down. Oh, China bad. Okay, as Max was on point with his points there this morning. You know what I mean? The time that the money not stupid. You know, I'm partner. We just call him stupid man. So the thing is, no, Max is my partner. We does have some good conversation. But I'm saying, so when everybody wants to have China like if China is this monstrosity, we have to be so careful. You know what I mean? Because every one of these countries, every one of them, the Americas, the Canada, the all of the European countries, all of these G7, G20 countries, you know who they look out for first? Their interests. And as Max said, it's about interest, not about me liking you. No, you think Taiwan, as you said, you think Taiwan is just giving to St. Vincent or something like that. No. St. Vincent representing Taiwan out there is more important to Taiwan than anything else. Yeah? The benefits that Taiwan is reaping from here. You remember, you had on the Taiwan ambassador here now. And you asked him the question about the one China policy. What was his answer? You remember his answer? I have it written down and I had the video. But I want you Bing, to tell me what his answer was. Yeah? I will leave that right there for yourself to talk about what his response was. I'll bring back the video of what he said when you asked about the one China policy. This said America that my brother Stephen is talking about. America recognizes the one China policy. The same America. And that is why I'm saying America in all of these issues are hypocrites. Is a hypocrite. Because the same China has all of a majority of America's debt. Yeah? Now, everybody talking about, oh, China is a predator. I was looking at a documentary. Well, not really a documentary in a sense. And the minister, the prime minister of one of them countries, one of them big countries, he said that when the former party when the former party made a deal with China. When they went in government, he realized that, boy, this thing wasn't in proper standing for benefit to his country. And he went to China and he tell them, watch out, this not working. So, hey, we got to change them terms, and make sure that, you know, more of a percentage of whatever is coming to my country. And it was done. He said there wasn't even an argument. And again, Max was so right on the money this morning when he talked about the IMF. The IMF is not better. But we in bed with the IMF though. And we running up and down when the IMF say, oh, we're going to get such and such amount of growth. From where? I keep on asking that. From where? Again, when we talk about the loans and so forth by China, and oh, China give loans to countries that they can't pay back, are we dumb? Are we dense? That is like saying the bank giving you a loan that you can't pay back. Who the hell go and sign for the loan? Who go and look for the loan? If you come and give me an offer, Bing, no matter how down and out I am, and you come and give me an offer, and I realize that that offer is going to be detrimental to me, you think me stupid enough to take it? Eh? The thing is that so much of these African countries and others, these people are greedy. They're greedy. Even in Jamaica. Because the thing is with these people is that they will see the billions and support being offered, and they will go and scrape it up. Now, with the Jamaican something that you're talking about, I followed that closely. They signed a deal that you remember what Ralph for them was cussing about with the thing with Atlee Hall. You remember what happened with Atlee Hall, why they tried to cut Mitchell short? You remember that thing? Yeah? You remember that it was because of I borrowed the money from you, but allow you to come to the work. You remember that is why they wanted to kill Mitchell? Yeah? It's the same thing that Jamaica did. And that so many of the countries are them allowing that, okay, you lend me the money, but your people are come to do the work. How dotish could I be? You can't lend me no money and tell me that I have to agree with that you decide how the money is spent, Mr. P. Yeah? No, here's the thing. So many of these countries, they will go there and say, okay, let me build a port. Being we know in most of these international countries, the amount of raw materials and so forth and the kind of industry they have, they can go about running a port. What about what we have here? When we're talking, we're building a port there. What the hell we have to so that we're going to make money from that port in the next 10 years to be paying for the port? Eh? Are we hearing about, we are still looking at a cost-benefit analysis for this, you know. We haven't seen it yet. But we are hearing that the government is looking to go look for another $75 million. And we can't yet know, we don't yet know if it's from the original sum of money or more money on top of the original sum of money. We don't know. Yeah? So with these countries, they have projections as to how they are going to pay back the monies. What kind of projections we have to how we are going to pay back the money for the port that we have there? Yeah? Now, again, everybody running from, oh, Eustace been say that this is the policy. Eustace is not running the NDP now. And you can't say, Friday said here, right here, he said, we are going to weigh whatever. Now, what is wrong with being in partnership with Taiwan and China for the benefit of St. Vincent? You can't do that. You can't do that. You should know better than that. Why not? You should know better than that. But I'm asking, why not? You should know better than that. Again, let me put back this to you. Yes. You know better. No. So don't put that trash. No, but I'm asking. You know better than that. You know you cannot have. You know you cannot have both. You know that. Okay, here's the thing being. Go back again to the interview you had with the ambassador of China, of Taiwan. Just go back to the interview there. Go back to that. Where in that interview? No, listen to me. You know. I said, you know. Go back to that interview. Cancel, my friend. You know better than that. So don't put that out there. Do not put that out there for people to think that it can happen. You know that we cannot have. We cannot have relationship with both. You know. Hear me, Bing. And I'm going to say something here. You see, just a while ago, we were talking America. You remember that? The same America recognizes the one China policy, right? But the man who defending Taiwan and who have the biggest thing when it comes to business and support with Taiwan. You see the kind of hypocrisy, and I brought that up for a reason, because it's hypocrisy, and it means that you are telling me that somebody is important than the other.
No.
Yes, of course. Because you're telling me, no, Bing, you can't tell me that. Let me tell you why. You're going to allow me to say why? You're going to allow me to say why?
You know, in terms of foreign policy, especially with Taiwan Strait and the China issue, we cannot have relations with both. You know better than that. Don't put that out there.
Bing, listen to me again. You're not listening to me. Listen to me again. America recognizes the one China policy. In everywhere that you go, America does not recognize Taiwan as a country, you know. You know what America is doing with Taiwan? They're using Taiwan to get a proxy war with China. That is all. Taiwan is only a tool. Don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. Because guess what happens?
What America is doing with Taiwan, they recognize and they understand the economic benefit from all these chips that Chester spoke about.
All right then.
That is what they're trying to protect.
I was getting there.
But America will never come out. America will never come out and sanction Taiwan being a member of the World Health Organization or the United Nations. You know that. You know better than that.
Whose interest being? Whose interest is America doing it in? Taiwan? Whose interest is America doing it in? Because with all of these things that they have also, look, here's something. Most American businesses are outsourced to China. They are outsourced to China for whose benefit? For the same American businesses and American economy, so that them could save money.
Cancer, we speak in China, Taiwan.
Of course. So that is why, no. You know why I had to go there, Bing? It is to show the blatant hypocrisy of all of these things here. Okay. No, here's the thing.
I'm so sorry, Doc. I'm so sorry. I wish you could come in and help me fight this fight.
No, here's the thing, Bing. Here's the thing, right? We talk about chips and where they're made and where served. America make chips. But hey, again, they outsource to Taiwan because it's cheaper for them. Cheap labor. Yeah?
No.
Not tell me no. Damn cheap labor.
Don't do that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Not tell me not do that. Not tell me not do that when it's the truth.
Don't do that.
Not tell me not do that when it's the truth.
Come on, kids have been to Taiwan. The technology was developed in Taiwan. It's not about cheap labor. It's technology was developed in Taiwan.
All right, Mikutano.
Go on.
All right. When Apple was outsourced to China and India, why?
That's a different thing, Kenson.
How is different? Majority of American products now are made in China. Majority. Yeah? China has the biggest debt for America. China.
Yes.
So you're telling me?
I'm aware of
that. Okay. So let me go.
Some of the things that you're bringing are flawed. You know that they're flawed. They're flawed.
How they're flawed? How they flawed? Tell me how you're saying. I'm just showing the hypocrisy.
When you say it is because of the cheap labor, where the chip is done in Taiwan, this is not
because the same chips can be made in America.
America, not China, do not have the technology to do it. That is why China is trying to take a stronghold. I will send you. Something.
Where's America have the technology? Are you crazy?
They don't.
Are you mad?
Right, I'll back off this morning. But
you have to be crazy, brother.
Back off.
You crazy? America doesn't have the technology. Are you mad? You know what you're talking about? Brother, let me show you something. When I hear all of what Sister had said this morning and so forth, and it brought me back to the Monroe Doctrine. Every one of these countries is doing everything for their interest. Now, because
I'm gonna give you some extra time, okay? My apologies.
yeah.
But
So let me can't even say all I want before me go, but I'll say this on here.
So, and it's my fault that you came on late to this morning.
No problem, buddy. No problem. Come on. I was enjoying the thing. Come on, no man. What's wrong with you? I tell you already, you know, this is why I enjoy this station, because you allow things to be said, you allow things to be spoken, you allow people to put the things out there so that we can have intelligent conversation. So we're apologizing for. Yeah? Me and you could disagree here on issues. Yeah? We don't have to always agree, and that is what makes this program what it is. And if you change it, may I stone you. You see what I'm saying? So let me say this before I go. Let me just say this before I go. When it comes to the thing, and again, I have to agree with Max when he say Taiwan not good, China not good, IMF not good. The thing is you have to make the decision which is the devil you're going to put your hand to, and what is best for your country. That is all I could say when it comes to this. That is my conclusion.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow morning, let's
buddy.
if you want.
Bless.
Shady, get in the studio, please, Shady. We gotta run Doc Drop. He's already backstage. Shady, get in the studio for me, please, and stop outside drinking the coffee. Shady, get in the studio, please. No, Doc, stand by. My apologies, Doc. Oh, Doc, I want to go home and lie down. I don't need this stress in my life. I woke up with a headache this morning. Started out my day with a headache this morning. I had to come and fight up with Kens and them. A headache. I'm not. I have a condition. Bring doctor for me, please. Doc, I have a condition. My doctor tell me. You self tell me about my condition, Doc. And I took what you said and took it to my doctor. And my doctor confirmed and said what you said was right.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Oh, thank you very much. Finally, good morning, Dr. Richards.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning. And my fellow Vincentians and all of our other listeners. Quite an interesting discussion this morning. And, I find that you allowed it to go because I've been asking for these kinds of discussion on foreign policy, how we determine foreign policy in the main, but narrowly in relation to our foreign policy relationship with Taiwan and China, which seems to be a big player. And so the discussion this morning was worthwhile. I listened to all of the opinions, and I respect the fact that people are entitled to their opinion, and I don't mean to be disrespectful in my commentary of anybody's position. So I try to understand that. Now, Chester, whom I listened to, I tried this morning not to do anything else but listen to this intriguing discussion. Chester made a very, very important point in assessing foreign policy relationship vis-a-vis China, Taiwan, particularly. He wasn't really talking about Libya, Venezuela, Cuba, and all of that. He was talking particularly about the relationship China vis-a-vis Taiwan. And he said there are two things that you need. So my fellow Vincentians, pay attention to these two things. He said history, you have to look at history and do your assessment on the basis of that. And you have to look at psychology, I think he said, and do your assessment on the basis of that. I agree with him on one and disagree on the other. Well, it's a minor point of disagreement, peripheral. I agree with him that you have to look at history. China's history in foreign relations with those that are its partners, and Taiwan's history in foreign relations. And you have to look at also, he said philosophy, he said psychology, but I from my standpoint, what matters to me more than the psychology of the man, which he did say that the president of China has some psychological issues. I think what is more fundamental and germane to the discussion, Chester, is philosophy, political philosophy or political ideology or whatever you want to call it. But to me, that is a main determinant, my people. How much do we know of China's history and the political ideology and political thrust in the geopolitical world? How much do we know of Taiwan's history? When I say history, I'm particularly referring to in terms of foreign relations and how it relates to people. And if you take the one and the other, how China historically relates to its partners, and how, for what you know, because again, we are lay people in this. We are not totally savvy, but for what we know at a lay level, how Taiwan. And I hope you're listening to me. How does Taiwan historically? How has Taiwan related? And then the behind the relationship, what is the political ideology that drives and describes and determines China's relationship? It is not ad hoc, my people. How China relates to Kenya, how China relates to Ethiopia, Sri Lanka, where they built a port, Kenya. I think it was a long railway from Nairobi to Mombasa. I think it was. I'll have to research that. A very long railway. How does China relate, and what ideology? Because the political ideology is not divorced from the relationship. We have to understand that. What do we see in China's political ideology? What do we see in Taiwan's political ideology and philosophy of relationship? Do we understand enough? We have to understand it. So that's the one minor correction I would make to what Chester said. History, in terms of what you have done in your relationships, that is important. I need to look at how China has the broader body of work with places like Jamaica, places like Nairobi, like Kenya, places like Ethiopia and so on, and Nigeria. So we have a broad body of work to look at with respect to China. Not that many people, and you have said it on your program, not that many people have related on that level with Taiwan, but we still have enough. For example, our own relationship with Taiwan, to see the ideology behind that, what it is based on. I think most people who have their eyes open would understand that China's, and if I say anything that is worth correction, I hope you would correct me. Say, for example, the first thing I said, that part of China's ideology drive is to offset Soviet influence in the world and American influence in the world in the main. These are two big players, all right? And China makes no bones about it that their political mechanisms and maneuverings and all of that, it is in an attempt to, and we have seen this played out on the global scale, to offset Soviet influence and to offset American influence. We have seen where historically, I'm just going historically now, where in their relationship with some of the countries that I've mentioned, the outcome, notice what I said, the outcome of it. And a lot of times outcomes are congruent with intentions. Outcomes are congruent with intentions. My fellow Vincentians and people, that the outcome of the relationship with China, don't miss this historically, it's there, you can't dispute the history. The outcome of the relationship has been China's control of resources. Is that something that can be disputed? China's control of people and China's control of potential. Now, how does this happen? Does it happen, as we said, by happenstance, or is it very intentional? Where has this control of resources, and where has this control of people, and where has this control of potential taken place? This again, some of the countries, that I mentioned, and I focus on them, I think, because they have been mentioned already in this program. The Kenya, a lot of them African countries, but I added Sri Lanka and Jamaica. That's where the control has taken place, and I think Vietnam. What do these countries have in common? I'm driving here at the intentionality. What do these countries have in common? All of these countries, every one of them that we have mentioned, all of them have what we call an infrastructure, a developmental infrastructure gap. Hold on to that word, infrastructure gap. Could it be that China assesses vulnerable countries that are in a bottleneck, in a chokehold with respect to infrastructure? Because infrastructure is a platform, is one of the major platforms for development. And countries that are desperate for that catalytic infrastructure trajectory are vulnerable. Nairobi, Kenya, Nigeria, another railway, Sri Lanka, a seaport. Some have called it a seaport to nowhere because of where it is built. Maybe the only strategic value of that seaport is to be a satellite for China's, for China's vessels. But that's another matter. We have to pay attention. China relates and have done fantastic infrastructural development in these countries that have had this infrastructure gap. But one of the things that has become noticeable in every single one of these countries without fail, including Jamaica, we just look in history to Chester's point. You have to look at history. And without dispute, Bing and my fellow Vincentians and others, without dispute, the outcome is that the China filling the infrastructure gap by some, the common outcome is that in all of these countries, the relationship in all of these countries, notice I said all, in all of these countries, all, the relationship with China has produced an infrastructure-induced deficit. So notice what I just said there, infrastructure gap in all of the countries historically, and now what we're seeing, an infrastructure-induced deficit in all of these countries historically. Filling the infrastructure gap via China, historically, to Chester's point, historically, filling the infrastructure void, the infrastructure gap, using China has invariably, without doubt and without variation, has led to infrastructure-induced deficit with China. Let me move to Taiwan. And before I move to Taiwan, because again, my time is limited, so I can't go through all I want to deal with this morning. One of the questions that I heard in this program as to how we can assess the viability of the relationship between China-Taiwan. And I heard that, I listened, I heard. And the question kept coming forth. And I was disgusted. Maybe I brinkled at the question. What can we get out of China versus what can we get out of? And even as I said, it just bothers me. That question being, my fellow Vincentian, that question bothers me. What can we get? And we are assessing this using the wrong metric, my people. We are assessing this using the wrong metric. What can I get? I think a more germane question should be, and as I had a chat with the Taiwanese ambassador recently, the former Taiwanese ambassador, a more germane question can be, what can we learn? There's a world of difference between these two questions being, what can we get? And what can we learn? Or what can we model? In your discussion with the Taiwanese ambassador on this radio, and it was, part of the thing was a very difficult question on the fact that 700 million or whatever it was, didn't seem to be a lot of money, and it seemed to be that Taiwan was withholding and not being as benevolent towards us. So we are looking for Taiwan's benevolence. And I love his response, because when he was finished on your program, I came on and I unearthed and unpacked what he was being diplomatic about, and he didn't say. But he basically was saying, don't be looking to us to dish out money to you. And implied and inherent in the question that I have heard this morning that assesses the relationship between China or relationship with Taiwan is, well, we're going to go with the one that we're going to get most out of. And the Taiwanese were saying, our intention, he made it very clear to me anyway, those who had ears to hear heard. He made it very clear that the intention was not to be this benevolent partner that is just dishing out to you what you can get. He said the more germane thing, he really didn't say that, but I gathered from him what he was saying, what's our model? What can you learn from us? We are here to come alongside you and teach you, because we journeyed the journey. We walked the walk. From an agrarian society, like Chester said, we walked the walk to where we are. But this is how we did it. And we are here to partner with you to see that you can do it also. I wanted to stand and applaud that. Subsequent to that being, I know I have to wrap up, but these things are on my heart. Subsequent to that, I had a one-on-one. Notice I didn't say confidential, but it is private, but it's confidential. I had a one-on-one with the Taiwanese, the former Taiwanese ambassador, to flesh out. I asked him about what did you mean, and in his conversation with me, what I gathered, and him being a representative of Taiwanese government, I gathered. Maybe he was just telling me this. Maybe in his relationship with Dr. Gonzalez and others, maybe it's totally on a different level. But what I gathered from his conversation with me is that the intention, and what I got from your radio is what he meant. That this is not to dish out and to give this and to give that. We are here to be developmental partners with you. And he outlined to me certain areas and things that they are going to partner with. Of course, I am just the average Joe. Maybe he has different conversations with the foreign policy people of St. Louis and the Grenadines. But a large part of what he said is that the answer is education. And I probably would pick up on that tomorrow as to how we can leverage that relationship, how we can leverage that as a model, how we can squeeze that to gain more in terms of how we model our education. And I will say this in a parting shot. The great China has now begun to model the Taiwanese model, has now begun to emulate the Taiwanese model with respect to their education. There's a future education plan for China, 2025, a 10-year plan. Their new education revolution, 2025 to 2035. And it's remarkable to me, as I read it a couple of months ago, it's remarkable to me how much they're borrowing from Taiwanese example. And if the great China can borrow from the Taiwanese example for the education platform for development, I think that we too can borrow. We don't want to borrow money. We want to borrow from their model, something that we can emulate for our education platform for development. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more given the time. But thank you for this extended commentary, Bing.
Thank you very much, Doc. And while you were talking, my phone was going crazy based on what you were saying in terms of different people reacting to what you were saying. And interesting indeed. And one of the things you said is that tomorrow you're going to pick up on it, or one of the persons who said they want to pick up on something that you said and someone else said was Chester. So I think he's going to call back tomorrow morning at an earlier time to pick up on something that either you said, and I think it's something else that Bone said as well too. And this conversation is going to continue. Interesting conversation, foreign policy, which a lot of people don't take as serious as we should, but it's an interesting conversation, interesting discussion, an interesting commentary on your part. Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you very much.
In the will of the Lord.
Same time.
Okay.
Guys, I'm not gonna hold it up any longer because I got quite a serious headache. So I'm gonna just take a little rest off on it and see if I can get it easy and maybe get home. My son is coming to get me, so I will have some rest for the rest of the day. All right. You do enjoy your day today. Be productive, please. As productive as you can be. All right. And be prepared for us to be back with you again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be another interesting one. Again, let me thank, of course, all of our commentators. Starting with Council Jomo Thomas. Well, the traitor is always, he's not a commentator. He's not a commentator. Let me thank Council Jomo Thomas. Let me apologize for those who was not hearing him properly. There was the first time that we were doing a WhatsApp call on StreamYard. So it was the very first time. I promised you that we're gonna start out the Kings. So there was some who was hearing him low, and there was some who was hearing him very loud and distorted, meaning Council Jomo Thomas. My apologies to Council Jomo Thomas for that. But we're gonna, first time you do something, and Dr. Richard said some of these things are growing pain. Yeah. So my apologies to you, Council. We're gonna try and sort that out so that if we have to do this again, we'll have it done properly so all can be heard, so that your levels can be okay and the person else who's calling levels can be okay as well. But again, my apologies for the persons who message and called outside in the office and say they can't hear, this one or that one. My apologies to you. And again, it's the first time that we did this morning, in which we had a WhatsApp call into the StreamYard. We never did it before, so you learn as you go along. Thanks also to Council Jomo Thomas. As usual, he brings his perspective, a perspective that is always well accepted. You may not agree with him, but you have to accept his perspective. It is his perspective. It is his opinion. Likewise, me, you may not agree with me, but it's mine. Likewise, Cutlass, you may not agree, but it's his. Likewise, Chester, I want to thank you very much, Chester. Chester came in all the way from Taiwan, very interested, and I enjoyed the interaction between Chester and Council this morning. Chester did call back after and said he really got a bit passionate, because he feels very passionate about this issue with regards to Taiwan versus China. For those who do not know, Chester lives and works in Taiwan. He's a lecturer in Taiwan. So he knows what it's like to be there. He understands the economy. And Chester, a trained, very professional broadcaster, studied, and he knows how to get information, right? I'm not saying Chester is right and Jomo is wrong, or Jomo is wrong and Chester is right. I'm just saying that Chester lives, works in Taiwan. So he understands from that perspective what it's like being the underground in Taiwan. And that's why Chester came in. All right. As far as Council is concerned, Council has his position, and he outlined his position as to why he's of the opinion that we should move to form diplomatic relations with China as opposed to Taiwan. We have to accept that or disagree with it. It is his opinion. That's how he feels. All right. Who else did? Oh, Kenson. Yeah, my boy, as per usual. Yeah, something about Kenson that I really connect with. Kenson is a special kind of human being. Say what about Kenson? All of you labor people say what they want about Kenson. No one can grab your attention like Kenson. He's well researched. He researches a lot, and he gets, he go deep in his research. He may not always get it right. Like this morning, I always right. I am never wrong about anything. And he come challenge me. You know what I mean? So he lost that. I'm just kidding. But he's well researched, he's well read, and he does his research a lot. But that doesn't mean that he always get it right, right? But I really do appreciate you can so really appreciate your contribution that you make here in mornings, and I love you all. Dr. Richards, as per usual, you came in and I needed to hear your voice, your calm, as Claire Keys they say. He comes in and he calms it down and he brings some sanity to it all. I needed that sanity this morning because my head was pounding. Thank you very much, Dr. Richards. Yeah. And have yourself a great day today, guys. Be productive today. We're gonna love you.
Well, to one and all.
Here are the laughter and fun. She no vibes like rice and peas on a Christmas morning.
Make time for friends and family this season.
Sharing the Boo family with your